Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
This is the day known as
Roll
Call
Friday.
Welcome to
Is
the
that too loud?
Phoenix
People looked
Convention
over.
Center as we
Hey,
are.
there's Shames. Shames, you're next. Attaboy. Shames, you're next.
Well, we're obviously
Oh, my
live and we
goodness.
are rolling. We've got a ton of things to get to, and out of the gate, we come out firing.
Oh, my goodness.
Megan Payton joining us here.
Right off the
live.
top.
Right at the top.
There we go.
How
Man,
are
oh,
you?
man.
What is
Hi,
going
Megan.
on?
Guys, how are you?
Is this old hat for you, or like what is this like for you to be here?
It's so fun. I mean, it's like always like a wild week, and I really love, like, I feel like the more and more time you spend in the industry, it's so fun because you see people that you know. So it's like a big reunion.
Yeah.
We got to shout out Eric Garcia because
Whoop.
that's who brought us
Yes,
together.
E. As known as E.
That's
Yep.
what I
Yes.
call him, yeah.
That's our E.
I feel like he can do everything from
Oh,
producing
goodness,
graphics.
yeah.
Like he's
My
been,
former student at UNLV.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
yeah.
I.
he told
That's
me.
how I discovered one Mr. Eric Garcia. So yes,
Yeah.
thank you for Eric for putting us together.
Yes.
Are you? Does this make you want to do more content, or did it make you run from our business, going, "This is awful"?
Oh, it makes me run to it. Like
Okay.
I love doing it. Like I'm like, hey, anyone need someone to come on? Like I'd love to talk.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
well, you're in
yeah.
the right place.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's a fun spot.
this place
Yeah.
could, power generators. So much wind gets blowing around in here.
Oh
So
Ooh.
a lot. So how many times have you been asked about your dad?
Actually, not as much as you would think.
Really?
No,
Wow.
I went on a couple Denver shows and
Yep.
talked a little bit about it, but
Right.
No. Other than that, I've
Are you
just been giving
looking
up.
forward to going to the winter times in the Rocky Mountains?
So I hadn't gone to Denver ever until we just did the press conference last week, and it really seems like a cool city. I'm so excited to like dive into the culture. They've got a great fan base.
Where
and
did
I'm
you
gonna-
grow up?
I spent most time in New Orleans and Texas, so I'm not used to like
You
snow.
know,
But we
wait a
landed,
oh
and I
boy.
saw, and
Welcome
I
to
was
the
so
cold.
excited though. I mean, because having not like seen it, it's like a kid seeing the ocean for the first time. You're like,
I
whoa,
guess, right?
you
That's
know?
a West Coast or a Southern
Oh, yeah.
kid.
Oh yeah.
I
So
never
I'm gonna
really
get like
thought
a
of
cool,
that.
like
Right,
navy
okay.
puffy coat,
I
Big
mean, when
puffy
you,
coat.
a beanie.
Gotta get it.
when you land in Denver, one of the cool things, the Rocky Mountains are all like 360 around the airport. So
It's
if
gorgeous.
you're not used to it, you land and you're like, oh my gosh, like, this is
Okay.
incredible. It's a
Okay.
really beautiful airport, but it's really far away from everything. Airport is like out there
Right.
at Denver, but it's beautiful when you land.
Beautiful. I mean, I'm from Texas. It's
Right.
flat in Texas, so I'm looking like.
Oh, okay.
beautiful
Okay.
there.
You're seeing
That's a good change.
all of
Yeah.
it. Are you going to be spending time in Denver? Are you going to be going back and forth? Like, how do you anticipate rolling with that?
Well, me and my fiance live out in LA, so I'm sure we'll be going to as many home games as possible.
Right.
But it's
Yeah,
it's
you know
easier
a guy
flight.
can get you tickets. That's
I
really
know.
good, right?
He's got a lot of friends. Hopefully, I make the
AFC
list.
West, though, you have a home game at least.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
Oh,
and
nice.
Vegas. Come out to
Right.
Vegas. Will be
right,
fun
right.
once a
Yes,
year.
yes.
So the AFC West has some fun locations. Tough division, but some fun locations. So I'm excited
yeah.
for that.
You said, I mean,
Uh-huh.
one of your dad's main opponents are in this game on Sunday.
Yeah, so we're not rooting for the Chiefs. We're rooting for the Eagles, and we've actually made bets to
Oh.
go with that.
Yes?
So luckily, you know what's so funny is I thought that the Eagles were going to win before we even really like knew that we were going to Denver. So now I'm like I'm glad that that was like who I was backing.
Okay.
So I didn't have to like go against the Broncos first weekend.
Right. So, I mean, you were in L.A. last year,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah,
saw
you were
all
too.
this,
We-
right? We were there. Spent a little time together at
Yes.
the All-Star game in summer in
Oh,
L.A.
yes,
That's
yep,
right. You
yep.
remember that. You're well-versed now
Yeah.
for a newbie back then
Yeah.
in the gambling space.
And it's been so fun.
It's been fun.
I love it. I love it.
But people want to know what you like on Sunday.
yeah.
Side Eagles you're rooting for.
Side Eagles.
Total
Under.
over under.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what I've said.
Tell us why,
I'll tell you
Megan.
why. If you like the Chiefs, take the over.
Yep.
If you like the Eagles, take the under. Because
Yep.
if the Eagles are going to win this thing, it's because their ground game's fantastic and the game slows down. They're creating pressure at Patrick Mahomes, that pass defense, and it's going to be a lower score. I'm not going to say it's a
Okay.
low-scoring game. It's
Right.
going to be lower.
Yep.
Okay.
If the Chiefs are going to win this game, it's going to be because Patrick Mahomes goes crazy and is throwing
So he
touchdowns
wins
and
the
connect-
MVP. If,
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I think so.
is there anyone else on the Chiefs that could win the MVP, in your opinion, if
Kelsey.
the Chiefs win? That's the only
That's
other
the
one,
only
right?
other one. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would say. But Here's a sleeper MVP for the
What?
Eagles.
What?
I'm not saying take it and put a lot of money
No,
on
no,
it.
but give it to us.
Hassan Reddick, 19 and a half
Are we
sacks.
going to go with this defensive thing again? You
Maybe.
think so?
No,
I don't hate it.
Just a flyer bet.
That's a
it's
flyer.
a flyer
bet.
bet.
I'm
Okay,
not saying
that's
I
fine.
think it's
All
going to
right,
happen.
all right,
It's just
all
a
right,
fun
all right.
one.
That's
so the
fine.
last defensive MVP was a Bronco, right?
It was Von Miller.
Yeah, it was a Bronco. It was Von Miller.
It's the game against
yeah.
the Panthers.
So she should.
Yeah.
That's a good bet. You just
That's
correlate it. You go with the dad and the coach.
That-
You're right.
that
I didn't even
actually-
think of that. Yeah, you're right.
It's a
hello.
correlated bet, right? Your dad's the coach of the Broncos, and you're
Wow.
going to get the last Bronco to get a
Wow.
defensive
Wow.
in the Super Bowl. Von Miller.
There
It's
you go.
It ties. It
We've
makes-
had 2 people mention that game, that Denver Carolina game,
Yep.
and the Seattle Denver game. The
Yep.
way, can you see a blowout in this game, or do you think this is going to be a close, competitive game?
I think it'll be close.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, injury
He wants
aside.
to lay 6.5 with the Eagles, the
Wow.
alternate line. What do you think?
I don't love it. 3 maybe.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
But like, these are 2 fantastic teams. Now, really, what you're looking at is an Eagles team that's better, like with their offensive line. They're better in pretty much every measure except for their quarterback. So you're asking Patrick Mahomes to be the star of the show, which he can be, and then you've got an Eagles team that is just really good in every aspect,
Yes.
in every
Yes.
area. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be pretty close.
But you just said in every aspect, the
Yeah.
Eagles are better,
yes,
and they have a complete team.
they do.
And the Eagles are playing a team that has a great quarterback, but some questionable.
But a
issues.
great quarterback is an understatement.
Okay.
They're playing against
All-time great.
an all-time great
Who's
quarterback.
got 3 injured receivers.
Oh.
And, hey, this is why I like the Eagles to win. Absolutely.
There you go.
But we've seen the way that the Chiefs have been able to connect with random receivers. I
Yeah,
mean, it's been
sure.
more than, and then
Next
you
guy
see,
up. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Isaiah Pacheco. If
Yep.
they're able to get a run game going, that's really going to help Kansas City. I don't know if they will
No.
be able to.
No.
But and then you look at coaching too. I mean, Andy Reid
Yes.
is a fantastic offensive mind that
Yes.
has been here before, knows how to look at situational football and call games accordingly.
He's going to throw a trick play, isn't he not?
I would hope so.
Yeah. I mean, like, Kelsey's throwing a pass. Like something
crazy.
Something
Oh.
crazy is
I
happening.
like
Hello.
that.
Hello.
Ooh, what are
Over
the-
2.5 players to throw a pass in the game is plus 170 today.
Oh,
I like it.
that's a fun angle.
Yeah,
Right?
I like
it can be anybody.
It can be anyone.
Yes,
It can be
doesn't have to
anyone.
be the backup quarterback. It can be
And it could be
Kelsey or
Sirianni calling it. I mean,
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
He-
right.
I mean, this
Because
is what I'm saying. This
Philly
is,
Special 2.0.
absolutely.
Where does Megan Payton watch the game on Sunday? Are you at home?
I'm going
back
home.
You'll be back home
Headed back
on the
tomorrow
couch.
on the couch. I'm gonna do the whole thing. Order the wings, chicken fingers. I got some friends
what
coming
flavor
over.
wings?
Buffalo.
Yes.
Just straight buffalo.
Just straight buffalo.
Spicy.
She
I'll go
knows.
a little bit spicy. Like I don't want it too much, but like
Okay.
we don't need to go mild either.
Okay,
You grew up
fair.
in New Orleans and in
Yeah.
Texas. You need
Right.
spice.
I'm
You need
used to the
spice.
Cajun
Yeah.
flavoring.
Okay,
right.
Tex-Mex.
All right.
Come on, I lived down
Okay.
there too.
Yeah,
Like,
you
like
guys know.
it ruined me because I grew up in New England and people used to go, "Your food is so bland,"
Yeah.
and I would go, "Come on, no." And then I moved to
You're
the
right.
South and I went, "Holy shit,
Our food's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
bland.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is bland.
our food is tasteless."
People were
Like,
right.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
They are right. I mean,
Yeah,
New England
tastes like
food
shit.
is
Yeah.
no, it doesn't taste
Well,
like shit.
I mean,
It tastes like
it's
shit
just-
because you can adjust it so it tastes better, but it
It's
is
very
bland.
bland.
Naturally. It
Naturally
is
Right,
bland.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
clam
yeah.
chowder's naturally,
Yeah. Naturally
bland.
bland.
You got to add stuff to it to make it taste better. Is there a go-to non-wing you have to have drink? Is there
Ooh.
something you must have during a game?
Well, I think just for like the mojo, for good luck, I might get myself like an old school lemon lime Gatorade because I'm on the yellow green.
Wow.
Are you?
I am.
Do you have inside information?
All the inside
Oh.
information. I'm kidding.
I mean,
Look
like,
out.
I'm kidding.
how many
Look
times?
out.
Like seriously, but people ask you that all the time.
Right.
Like,
It's
you
so
gotta
funny
know.
though. People would, I guess, in people's mind, they assume that I would have. I don't know how I could have any insider for this game.
Right.
But I mean, even games where my dad's coaching,
Right.
it's not like he's calling me up. He's like, "All right, Megan, like here's the deal.
Right.
So and
right.
so's this," and I'm
Right.
like, "No," but. I'm going yellow green because the last time that happened, it was when the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Ah.
I like looking at
Okay.
colors with the teams that are going to win. So this all goes into the Eagles winning this game. Last year was blue. The Rams are blue.
Oh, okay.
And it's only hit 3 times.
So if you like the Chiefs, are you saying to bet the red?
Maybe, yeah, or orange.
Okay.
Orange.
All right.
Interesting. Are you betting the anthem?
I would look at the over on the anthem. It's Chris Stapleton,
Yep.
country. He's a slow singer.
He is, but here's my fear is that he gets in and out because he doesn't have the big voice that we're used to.
This is
Hold
what
the
he's
notes.
going with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because the song generally is about a minute and 45 seconds if you sing it
Sure.
properly, right? Then you get the runs and you get the ups and the downs, and then so it's the holding of the notes.
Yeah.
That's what pushes it over. I don't know. If
That's a good. You know what? I might change my mind now.
Okay.
You know, there's a prop. I don't know if you can still bet on it, but how long the Brave is?
Yep. It's
I don't know.
ridiculous, but yeah.
What was the number? I think
I
it was
have
like
no
maybe
idea,
10.
but
I don't
I know
know.
you can
It
bet
was-
it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think it would be short.
Yeah, you're right. Because you got to hold that note, and he's got a great voice, but he doesn't
does.
have like
The
this
power.
isn't Carrie Underwood.
Correct. It's not like he's not looking for it either,
Yeah,
right?
no.
He's not known. He's known for singing about Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah.
So he's not really known about singing these big, huge. I was surprised it was him to sing it. To be quite honest, it's like Rihanna got. I think it's because Rihanna's voice is so incredible at halftime. It's like we got to go just get the country fans involved with the anthem, and then we let everybody else. Are you excited for Rihanna?
I'm excited for Rihanna, and I'm excited for Chris Stapleton. I'm from Texas, so I'm a country girl.
Oh.
So I
Is
like.
he
You know what?
country to you?
Yeah, I think so.
He's so blues to me.
Yeah,
He's
you're right.
bluesy country. I love Chris Stapleton. He's phenomenal.
Country.
But he's
doing here.
So
right
maybe that's
now?
why they got him, is because he's blues and country, adapting to more people. The
Amen.
NFL,
Amen.
there's always one step ahead of
I
us.
agree.
Megan, the chat is lighting up. They want to know if you're a fan of Old Bay seasoning with anything,
Why?
like whether it's fries or.
They think
because she's-
they don't. They think you're from Maryland. They don't
I
understand.
don't know,
It's-
babe. What's
it's-
Old Bay
it's-
It's a
seasoning?
Maryland
All right,
thing.
Should I know
All
that?
right.
No,
you should
it's a
not. All
Maryland
right, that's
thing.
fine.
No,
I don't even
black
know
and
what
chicken,
you're talking
like
about.
the Cajun,
All right,
like
yeah.
Cajun flavoring.
Yeah.
There's-
It's
there
not
could-
Cajun flavoring, guys. It's Old Bay seasoning is not.
That's
No,
not
Cajun
North.
flavor.
That's Maryland.
It's what you put on
Maryland.
shrimp.
Yeah. It's what you put on shrimp. You put on crabs. That's
Maybe
Maryland.
I'd like it though. I mean, I
It is
kind of like
good.
all seasoning. I'm really
Okay.
It is good, but it's not what you're accustomed to in New Orleans. Have you ever had a Sazerac?
no.
Oh my! You grew up in New Orleans, no
I've
Sazerac.
never had one.
How about a slow gin fizz?
Nope.
Whoa, we're
I
good.
feel like I really
You
do
got
because
time for that.
I know
Yes.
I gotta go back and like I gotta.
You weren't of age. My daughter,
Right.
our kids are raised in Vegas.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
my daughter's 8 years old, and I take her to things that people fly across the country to go to, and I'm always like, "This is a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I'm ruining you. Like,
I'm ruining
You're absolutely gonna be like this. Where town she moves to, like this is boring.
Speaking of ruining things, I mean, you grew up with your dad as
Yeah.
a coach of an NFL team. Like, do you like going to games still, or is it just like old hat?
No, I love going to games. I'll say this: it was interesting this year not having like a team to root for, so I didn't go to any NFL games this year.
Okay.
Which was the first time in my entire life that I
Wow.
wasn't at a game.
Okay.
So I really got into more like college because my brother works in the scouting department at TCU. Happened to be the best year
what
ever.
a year to be that!
So I was a horn frog this whole season.
How much fun was that?
Incredible. It was an
Oh,
incredible. I mean,
that's
of course,
great.
it
Other
ended
than the end,
other
right,
than
yeah,
the terrible
right,
ending.
right, right.
Well, they got there though. I mean,
They
that's
got there. That
amazing
Michigan
run.
game?
Oof.
Oof. I mean, the one
Impressive.
here,
Shocking.
that Michigan game was great.
Oh, that's
Shocking.
awesome.
Were you a college fan growing up of any school?
No, not really. You know what? I went to Pepperdine and there's no football there, so I
Okay.
really.
But you look at the Pacific Ocean. I always wonder, how do Pepperdine students study? How do you guys focus on anything but what your campus looks like?
Well, I think they specifically make the classrooms windows like facing the other way.
Yes.
Maybe that's why.
It's
but
gorgeous.
No, it's really pretty. They have a great media program. So there was no football tailgates, but lots of journalism and
Yes.
that stuff
Yes.
and views.
I teach at UNLV, and that's why
Right.
that's what I tell them too. That like, okay, so the football program stinks, but you can still go cover
Of course.
college football
Yes.
or college
Absolutely.
basketball
Yeah.
and get the repetitions and figure it out, and then go on to programs actually have fans.
Totally, lots of people at Pepperdine would go in like USC, UCLA, the whole 9 yards.
Any other prop bets you like?
All right, so I told you Miles Sanders.
Yep.
Did we go over that one?
No,
oh,
we
no,
did
we
not.
didn't. All right, so okay, I'm getting confused on what I've said,
It's fine.
but
Mini shows.
Miles Sanders leading rusher. It's at plus money. I think you can get it at plus
Okay.
170.
Yep.
Now I like his over to hit. So
Overall for the
Yeah.
game, or just the Eagles leading
No,
rusher? Overall for the game. Okay.
Because I'm taking Miles Sanders over 59.5 rushing yards.
Okay.
But you're not going to get fantastic value on
No,
that. It's a
right, yes,
it's
yeah.
a
Right.
typical
Right.
bet. It's one of my only overs that I'm taking.
Okay.
And it's because we've seen Miles Sanders 11 times this season hit over. The reason he hasn't been hitting over as much has been because they've been blowing teams out. I mean, last
yep.
week they were blowing out, or 2 weeks ago, blowing out the Niners. And I expect Sanders to be a huge part in this game. And even though Jalen Hurts is healthy, I don't know if he'll run, But they might not run him as much as you
Right,
think because
right.
you don't want to knock him out. Miles Sanders is going to be heavily involved, so I'm taking over 59.5 rushing yards. But I am going to also, to get some value on some plus money, take him as the leading rusher for the game.
For the game, okay.
I don't hate that.
It's the first time someone said that. I love it.
Well, it's not because Kenneth Gainwell's been everyone's sitting down. It's
goodness
all about
gracious.
Gainwell. It's a
Oh.
little bit nuts.
But that's what's nuts is because Gainwell's been fantastic, but it's mostly been whenever Sanders has
Has
been
been
out
done.
because they're
Yep.
winning by 14-21.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yep.
And
Which could happen.
Which it could happen, but if you think this is going to be a close game, then you're looking at Sanders to take a majority of the carries. Because why are we keeping?
Yeah.
Why are we taking him out?
I have 27-17 vibes in this game.
Yeah.
And I just think it's going to be an Eagles win. That's why I think 6.5 and the under. I think are the two plays that I like. If it goes to a high-scoring game, you're totally right with Patrick Mahomes and the over. What about McKinnon touchdowns? What about going on that route if you like a high-scoring to sprinkle on some guys who have had major, not last week or the week before, but in the regular season had a lot of usage?
That's a good call there. Another anytime touchdown that Boston Scott.
Yes.
Maybe we're not seeing him hit his over on rushing yards because
Right.
but the goal line, he's been a player that they've used a decent amount.
It's
and
weird against the Giants. His numbers are so skewed; it's bizarre.
Yeah.
he scored almost he did. The majority of his touchdowns were scored against the Giants. So maybe there's an NFC East thing that you could go
Sure.
with it. Maybe they'll go ahead and run here. Bet the Eagles. I don't. This game to me in the first half is going to tell us so much
Yeah.
because the Eagles are so good in the first half.
Absolutely. So maybe you take an over on the first half. I haven't looked at
It's
that.
24.5.
24.5?
Yeah, for the first half over.
Nah,
it's a
I
little,
don't like that.
little
That's too high.
It's a little steep. No score in the first 6 minutes is an interesting play because we like the under.
Yeah.
So we want this game to get off to a little bit of a slower
Who
start.
likes the under?
I like the under.
I
like the
under.
over.
You do.
Because you like Chiefs winning or you like Eagles winning?
I like Eagles winning and the over.
Eagles. All right.
Yeah,
likes
I'm
the
all
over.
So are you
confused.
are you going to look at receivers over props like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith?
No, I
Alright,
think
yeah.
they run, but I don't know who does it.
But if the
Yeah.
Eagles run,
That's the
you like the
confusing
over
part.
with the Eagles running the
Yeah,
ball.
because they'll get up and then the Chiefs will
Come
have to
back.
pass and score and come back. Yeah, I mean 27-24, 28-24,
Yeah.
31-24. Those are all very possible numbers. That's
really-
where I'm at.
It's hard. It's so easy to create this script, create this game plan, and think there's no other way that this could happen.
Right.
But you're
Right.
absolutely right. The Eagles could run the ball, and Patrick Mahomes can throw the ball, and we could see a high-scoring
Yeah,
game.
that's-
And I mean, and you never know. So
That's
you just
betting.
have to sometimes come up. I've been saying this over and over again. You kind of have to just come up with your plan, how you imagine the game to kind of play out, and then find bets that match that.
Amen.
I mean,
bet the narrative that you
Bet
lay
the
out.
narrative.
That's
I totally agree. Megan, for folks that want to find out where to follow you and get your
Right in that
podcast,
camera
where
and
can
tell
they
them.
find your stuff?
over on Twitter, I'm at Megan Payton 7, and we were mentioning Eric Garcia. He is producing new podcast that we're doing called Payton's Play. New episode's going to be dropping tomorrow, Super Bowl 57 edition. Hopefully, we'll get these two on the podcast. Going to be asking
Excellent.
that after
Yes,
the show.
for sure.
Let's do it.
And
We're in.
and
I'm
Wager
in.
Talk TV over there at wagertalk.com. But I appreciate you guys having me on.
I have to ask, why the 7 on the handle?
Because Megan Payton was taken, and I got this years ago, and now I don't know how to get it. I've tried DMing
no,
you.
they
fine.
won't answer.
I'm
No,
weird
you
about
just want the
numbers,
7.
so 247. 7 is one of my numbers, so I just ask why
I
the
don't
7.
really, it's so embarrassing.
random.
My email too. I
It
don't.
works.
I mean,
That's okay. It works.
Favorite number?
maybe when I was young. So I guess now it is. Sure.
Just randomly 7. Just give it to me. I'm good. Megan, thank you so much.
Awesome.
It's Megan Payton joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Book live inside the Phoenix Convention Center
Take those headphones
for
off and hang
Radio
them right
Row.
there.
Now we got a guest coming on
Whenever
top
you
of the
guys
hour
want, I'll
that
have
is
you
going.
guys do some stuff for the
Yeah,
podcast?
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Perfect.
for sure.
I'll come back.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Come on in. Thank you. We have, and come on in. AJ Perez is going to stop on by from Front Office Sports. We got a top of the hour interview with Brian Bennett from Betfred's going to come on by. He's already sent me an email, so he's all good. AJ Perez stopping on in. How
Hi,
are
AJ.
you?
Doing well.
What's going on?
A lot of lawsuits, huh?
A lot of lawsuits.
Yeah.
A lot of lawsuits.
Didn't expect that this week.
No?
No.
No?
I mean, the
You're
Favre
busy?
one, the Favre one, not that shocking. Obviously the Michael Irvin one is.
We'll update people
yeah.
on both because obviously this is breaking news. So
Yeah.
Brett Favre got sued by who?
Got sued. Favre sued Pat McAfee, sued Shannon Sharp, and sued the auditor, Mississippi auditor, Shad White, for defamation.
He sued Pat.
Yes, and Pat just went off. It was funny today. Like he basically opened the show with it. Like, yeah, I don't even have a lawyer. Bring it.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of Favre's lawyers was a Trump White House lawyer.
Okay.
So and I know they were sending letters out to media personalities and others. But to go that far, and the quotes in the story that I have lawsuits in my story, the quotes in them aren't that, they was going, you have freedom of speech. Brett Favre's a public figure. Defamation's hard to win in that case.
Right.
Even Mississippi, these are filed in Mississippi. They do have anti-slap laws that can basically kill these things off fairly quickly.
Oh.
But I don't know. I haven't dug into how strong it is compared to other states. But yeah, there's.
Did you say anti-slap law?
Yes, anti-slap law.
Can we institute that for the slap league? The
Yeah.
anti-slap law?
Yeah, I've been
I didn't
covering
even know
that.
what it was.
I talked to Dana talked to Dana for 5 minutes before he realized I was the one who wrote it. Yeah, and I was like, it's been 10 years since I've seen Dana. So they're like, oh, you're that AJ. And I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm like, yeah.
How'd that go?
He rolled with it.
Okay.
Oh, awesome. Good.
And then
Okay.
what was the second lawsuit you mentioned?
Oh, the second lawsuit, it was Michael Irvin suing Marriott for $100 million because there was an incident with an employee at the Renaissance across the street here on Sunday. We don't know what it really entailed, but
Wait a minute. He sued. It happened here today, this week.
It happened Sunday,
Oh my!
right across the
Filed a lawsuit today?
street. Yesterday.
Or yesterday?
Yesterday.
Michael Irvin got sent home by the NFL Network
Yes.
yesterday.
Yeah, it was. He got
I
sent
knew
home.
that. I knew that.
Yeah, he got sent home, and also he was supposed to appear today on ESPN. With Stephen A. And he
Oh,
can.
and he
he
did
no.
Did not
Oh.
do
Yeah,
it.
so he's $100 million lawsuit filed in a Texas court this time. He's seeking a lot of money. Basically, Michael Irvin's actually been accused of a lot of things, and
Yes.
and including what happened in Florida. And
Right.
obviously, he didn't. That one, it wasn't charged. Even the DA basically walked away from that case. So I think
Wow.
the accusations were I wouldn't say unfounded, but couldn't be substantiated.
My goodness
Man.
gracious. You've been a busy guy since you've been here. My goodness gracious. Well, what is your main beat for Front Office Sports? Like, explain people when they go to read your stuff, what are you mainly covering?
I would do a lot of legal stuff. But yeah, it's kind of any controversy, any kind of Dana White, an example. I kind of started on that story when I learned that he wasn't going to face any consequences. I did not think he was going to get fired. I was being fair, and if Roger Goodell or Rob Manfred did that, even if their wife slapped first,
Yeah.
it would be pretty
Different.
very,
Over.
very different.
Yeah.
So obviously it's a different sport. Endeavor is a public company, but they make a lot of money off UFC, and I've kind of reported how powerful he is when it comes to
He's
UFC,
the
and
face of the company,
and they don't they don't think UFC would be where it's at if in the future if he was sanctioned.
Right. I got to ask real quick. I'm
Yeah.
a hat guy. I
Yeah.
got a lot of hats. I like nice hats. You're wearing a Bauer hat.
He's a goalie.
Yeah, I'm a goalie.
You're a goalie.
Yes,
Yeah, he
I'm
plays
one of
in
those
men's
crazy
league.
ones. Yeah.
All right. See, I played hockey all growing up, but I was a forward. My brother was the goalie.
So your brother's crazy?
I totally get it now.
Yeah,
absolutely
totally crazy.
AJ.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You're still playing?
Oh yeah. I got to get.
Can you get up and down still like you used to?
Oh, I need 2 new hips, but once.
Not one, but
Now I got to talk
two.
to Shannon Sharp. He got his done like last year. Now I have another reason to talk to Shannon Sharp. This lawsuit.
Oh, there you go. One more quick question on lawsuits, because the reason why I wanted to talk to you is because I'm going home to cancel DirecTV.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go and get YouTube because YouTube now will have the Sunday ticket. Are we sure YouTube's going to be able to have the games? Because it looks like DirecTV is not going to go quietly.
Oh no, yeah, they got him. It's done. The DirecTV threw up their hands about 18 months ago and said they weren't going to bid. So yeah,
What's the lawsuit? Isn't there a lawsuit against the NFL?
Yeah, there always are.
Okay.
But yeah, YouTube TV, Google owes me $1,500 right now since they double charged me for 2 years of that. So be careful.
Oh, hello.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. So I'm still. They've offered me $300 back, so I'm still kind of pushing that.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a good service though. I mean, I've had it for 2 or 3 years, and
you like it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, but
Okay.
you have to have it's the streaming. There's always a little lag. I would love to for especially sports betting wise.
Right.
I mean, when you're in live betting and stuff, if you're a 30-second lag, it's
It's
that's
very hard.
It is.
It's
yeah.
death.
And it's like DirecTV is a little bit delayed versus cable, but now we're like way past. It's much more it's for the whole buffering and everything else.
Right.
It's awful. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Like, live betting is not going to go where they want it to go until we fix the infrastructure
Yes.
in the country, and that's not easy to do.
Yeah, and there's technology. Even if I have a gigabit internet, and there's still going to be a delay. It's just there's companies working on it, but it's also for the people who don't have high speed, who don't have access to fiber and such.
Right.
We have a huge country, and a lot of people don't have. Even my hometown, I couldn't even do a live TV interview from my parents' house, and they're 20 minutes from San Jose. I mean, it's like,
wow.
And they have both the services there, and that's not that's pretty prevalent around the country.
So you wrote a story about the Super Bowl in 2024 coming to Vegas.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think that's going to look like? And we had someone on from the committee yesterday. They don't want to say where things are going to go and how it's going to be, but we've heard rumors that this is not going to be at the convention center. It's going to be either in a casino or in an arena. How different will this look next year? Yeah,
There's so many places to have it. I mean, there's with Las Vegas, there's so many options. I mean, you have the convention center, you have a lot of the properties have other meeting areas that are huge. You could go MGM Grand.
Where he suggested MGM Grand and Mandalay Bay were two of the suggestions.
They're not too far apart. Yeah, so it's gonna be. I mean, and the stadium's not too far away, and it's closer than this one, obviously. I mean, it's like 40 minutes. I went there yesterday for a media thing, and I could see why the Coyotes failed out there.
Yep.
Well, he always says that. That's how far away it is. It's a hike and a half to get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lived here when the Coyotes were downtown still.
Should never have moved. They should have figured out. I know the sightlines are awful and he couldn't make it a permanent home. But
the building rocked though.
I know.
It was so much fun, and then they moved out there, and I had already moved away, but I was like, I came down and went to a game, and I saw why.
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah, and I was at the first game over ASU over the first
How
game.
Is
that
the
was
place?
Awesome. It's
not
I don't
bad,
cover,
right?
I don't do much game coverage these days. But I wanted to get there for that as a hockey guy.
Right.
So and it was great. It's packed. It was ran into Frankie Muniz, who's apparently he's a huge fan. It's great. It's small. I grew up. My first hockey game was at the Cal Palace, first NHL game.
Okay.
That was my first hockey game, period.
Right.
Actually, so that was 12,000 seats. You got 5,000.
Right.
Yeah, it gets loud, and I hope that they figure out the the permanent site out there.
So the Commanders are behind you, so I don't know how loudly you want to talk about this, but you wrote an article about their team being for sale.
Yes.
$6.3 billion, trying to get a $7 billion price tag.
Billion,
yeah.
Do
they get it, and does the team get sold this offseason?
I think, yeah. There's a lot of people. There's a report from Fox Business on Wednesday that was going to be done right away. I think it's going to drag out a little bit longer. I think he's going to sell. I shouldn't say I think. People I talk to around the league expect him to sell. There's some people around the league who also, a couple of my sources who are like, he wants that $7 billion number. If he doesn't get it, he's gonna keep it.
Hold on.
Now that would cause a lot of, that would cause.
Have they been told to sell, like straight up by the NFL, like you need to sell?
I don't think that. I think some owners have.
Okay.
I know owners have.
Guys,
but I'm not sure Roger Goodell's like, I don't know, because he, and Dan Snyder is his boss. It takes 24 owners for removal. That's the same threshold to approve any kind of owner, minority or controlling owner too.
Do you think they said to him, either you sell or we go down that road?
That's the whole thing when ESPN wrote that story about him having dirt on the other owners. I don't know if that's how Snyder pushed back on that. He's denied everything ever. I think that I don't know if any owners are actually concerned about if he has his PIs dug up stuff on certain owners. And
didn't Jerry Jones kind of laugh at it and be like, yeah, go ahead, show me,
I know,
whatever you want, go ahead.
It's going to be. So I think the league's basically taking a step back from that. The owners have taken a step back from removal until to see how the sale process goes, and then there's also an outside investigation that's still ongoing.
Does Congress still sniff around and go into the NFL if the Commanders sell?
No. Well, the GOP took over the House, so that House committee is now going after Biden's laptop instead of the Commanders.
Redirection.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're
more NFL investigation.
No. It's pretty much they put out their final findings in December. They weren't explosive. A lot of rehash was already out there.
Right.
But there's two lawsuits in D.C. that the Commanders are hit with, and Goodell and Dan Snyder are defendants in one of them. So there's that. There's one other investigation, a couple of other investigations. One, the Department of Justice, which you guys have when they're in Vegas with the with UFC going on,
Right.
and also one state, when Virginia still has their investigation into the team going.
Before I let you go, do you have a pick for Sunday?
Oh man, I say Eagles by 3, but I think if I can see the Eagles going up by 7, 10 points at halftime and holding on. But if Mahomes, if his ankles healed well enough, it could be a great finish.
It really could. If the folks want to read your stuff and follow you on socials, where can they go and do so?
BYAJ Perez, that's my Twitter and Instagram, and Front Office Sports. Sign up for our newsletter. It's free, twice a day. And we have some big features coming up this weekend.
I read it every time. You guys break big stories. You break big stories.
I try to.
Is that fun? Is it
yeah,
fun?
it can be. Yeah, there's always droughts when you're in this kind of gig where you don't.
Right.
Yeah, but but it's not. This week wasn't one of them. I mean, I was like, I didn't expect this to be going. I was supposed to be doing Super Bowl coverage, not doing lawsuits. So
lawsuit. Brett Favre sues Pat McAfee and Shannon Sharp.
Unbelievable.
I don't think I had that on my bingo card.
No.
I don't think I had
Didn't
that.
see that one.
AJ, good stuff, man. Thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks for having
Appreciate
me,
it. That's AJ Perez from Front Office Sports joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Book live on Radio Row. Good stuff, man. Appreciate that. Top of the hour, Brian Bennett's going to come on in from Betfred, which launched yesterday in Nevada, which is a big move for our friends. We talked about this before, but the first book going live since Circa went live, 7, 8 years ago? 6 years ago? When did Circa go live?
3 years.
3 years ago? It's only 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow. So it's been the first time in 3 years a book going live. I'll have to go and watch what Pat said this morning, because that must have been really kind of hysterically funny for him to, with all the NFL folks running around and him saying, go ahead and sue me. I'll defend myself.
I love it.
In court.
I love it.
I mean,
Let me plug my laptop in. Just keep talking.
is it dying?
It's going to.
Okay, well, you need to do a roll call Friday before we talk to Brian
Yes.
Bennett. We'll get everyone's all excited about roll call Friday here on. So one of the things that we were talking about that with AJ a bit about what we're going to see from this class action lawsuit. This is not written by AJ Perez, but DirecTV's got the rights until the end, and the plaintiffs in this lawsuit is Sunday Ticket resident subscribers and commercial establishments. This is a wild number. There are reportedly at least 2.4 million members who have Sunday Ticket in the residential class, and about 48,000 members, which are bars and restaurants, in the commercial class for Sunday Ticket. So this is such a seismic shift for me and other people who have had satellite for so long. And now we're determining and deciding that, hey, look, we're going to go to a full streaming service, and that's where we're going to get all of our content. But I mean, my family, my mom is 63 years old. Not that old, but not someone who has a ton of experience with streaming services, and she's been using YouTube TV for a while. I'm really curious to see for myself how I like it, or do I hate it. The one thing I'm going to like is that it does allow your TV to be a little bit more fluid. You aren't changing back and forth from your sources as to what's going to be giving you the content. So that I like. That I think is pretty cool. So from that perspective, I'm looking forward to it. But I mean, it's got to be a monster blow to 2.4 million. At least 2.4 million customers could be leaving DirecTV. And if you're AT&T, I don't know how you try to solve that. I mean, I told you the story right in the air. They called me and said, we haven't lost the Red Zone channel. We still have that. And I don't know how you keep DirecTV just for the Red Zone channel. Like, that's not something that I would jump up and down about and go like, ooh, that's wonderful. Are we good?
I don't know what we're going to do.
About
With this streaming stuff, I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah.
have to make the conversion at some point.
I'm doing it when I go home.
We've got the cable because we got Grandma and Pop up in there. There's zero chance they're going to stream anything.
Right.
I don't think. So
You could add just
it's
a very
just
basic.
easier, and like we may stream in one room and then.
Do you think
like,
you'd get
do the
mad if I
other
ran over there and yelled "Go Patriots" really,
Who?
really loudly to the guy in the white hat,
stuff? Who is it?
Woody Johnson?
Hey, Woody.
Do you think the owner
You
of the
think he'll come do the show? Who's he talking to?
I'm not sure, but I think the
Look
owner,
at the hair on that
the
guy.
man bun's amazing.
It is awesome.
Do you think Woody Johnson would like to do a Bostonian show to talk about the Jets?
I don't think Woody would care.
You don't think Woody would care?
No.
I don't know. I think Woody might care.
BVB,
Wow.
he has no
how,
idea.
How real time is that? Let's see.
Look at that.
As I'm snapping, I don't know how real time
That's
that is.
good, yeah.
A couple 4 or 5 seconds behind. That's
Awesome.
that's pretty cool. I know Brian Bennett just texted me, so he's coming on in here. So Roll Call
Do it.
Friday. You want to roll through some names?
Yeah. Let's get it
on
from
roll-
the top.
on Roll Call
I
Friday?
Wow, look at this scroll. I don't know how many people here.
We're rolling.
DJ Hooks, JC from KC, Chris Auto, also known as PSU Auto, Sonic, Whitrock, Clown, MB3, J. Dalbets, as always, Chef Benny. Oh, who else is here? Butter Hall, always. Jimmy Jack, 4Ks. Who does that say? FKA Boots,
Ooh.
Nate Thompson, BetSmart US, Tyler. Hi, Tyler.
Hi, Tyler.
Hi, Tyler. Sell the show, Tyler. get to work, would you please? Stop asking me how to do it and go do it.
Ooh.
Heath Bierce, Danny Elliott. The names are just flowing. This is great. Austin, Nakbar, Addison, Austin. Oh, that's a different Austin. Who we got here?
A different
Joel Onler,
Austin.
Danny Elliott, Auntie with 9 E's now, maybe 10.
Okay.
Matthew Bonvy, Kevin Roper, Pierre Chevalier. Oh, man, let's see. Scroll down. I was trying to keep up with the chat, and then they go back and forth, and they're the same names
Right.
over and over and
Right.
over. D Weezy. D Weezy doing big things. Stevie Mac, capital M, capital K. Let's see who else is here. I don't know. Was that it? It can't be it. Rainmaker 512, of course, obviously. Shout out. Rainmaker, what do you think of his jacket?
Beautiful.
Goroff, as always, in the house, not playing the trumpet, but again, Mikey, awesome. Dude, the clips have been unbelievable.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes.
Just,
Thank you.
Seriously, thank you. We don't always get to acknowledge it. I'm acknowledging it right now on the show for the chat, for the Discord. What's the Discord handle?
bvbshow.com/chat
Thank you.
to get in.
Because you can see stuff in
Show.
there that you don't see on the show.
Oh, yeah.
You
Well,
guys are interacting
yeah.
on there, doing all kinds of stuff.
And by
It's
the way,
awesome.
Pat got tricked by the Andy Reid guy, too.
Oh, did he?
McAfee got. Farrah truly believed that
Guys, Farrah jumped up.
he thought,
Thought that Andy Reid was here
Was
on
walking by
Media Day
himself.
on Friday
yes, walking around for the
with a
Super
big fake ass ring on, and he looks just like him. If
I
we
mean,
can get him,
identical.
we'll get him. All right. The guy looks just like Andy Reid.
It's
Not
scary.
fucking Andy Reid.
It's scary,
Okay.
but it's not. Matt, I told
He
Matt.
jumped up,
I said I would bet my entire bank account, every dollar I have,
and then
that is not Andy Reid.
and
was
then
like,
he turns to me and he goes, "What do you think?"
"What do you think?"
Because he didn't want to hear your shit.
Yeah, he did.
It was hilarious.
He didn't believe
Yeah.
me. He actually truly believed that Andy Reid was walking in the media center
We-
by himself with nobody around.
We have a guy named Linus Crimmage.
Is it Linus or
Linus?
Linus? Because
That looks like Linus.
because Linus is
Linus looks like
Omar,
Linus too,
but
right?
Omar
he says
for the
Linus.
Celtics is Linus, and I was
Adam
like, Linus?
Pyatt, Landon Lai,
Yeah.
Vinny Konowinski. Let's see. We got. Did I give Bonvy the shout out? Brommelkamp, come and go in
What's
the
up?
house.
Yes.
Yeah,
Always.
he's here. Roger Long, welcome, sir. Hope you've been enjoying the Super Bowl shows. Again, guys, if you like the shows, I mean, normally, but if you like the shows, especially this week, please go hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell someone about it. The show is gaining momentum. We got a lot of people that have asked us about the show this week.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
made a lot of connections this
Oh,
week.
yeah.
It's been a
been a
lot
great
of fun.
trip.
It has really been a great trip. Are you tired, you wuss?
I'm so tired.
You wuss.
I'm so tired.
What are you talking about?
I need to. I am so excited to go home tonight.
Man,
I mean,
man.
other than the 4.5, Well, I'm gonna try to do it in 3:30 if I can. To ride home out of here.
Cannonball run.
Trying 3:30.
There's no reward. Just go.
You see a black sedan, look out. Zipping through whatever highway I'm gonna be on.
Camico.
Duck.
I already said DJ Hooks. FKA Boots. I said that already. Eric Pisano. Another Pisano. Presano.
Pisano.
Pisano. Yeah. Vegas DGen. Wait, we have a Vegas DGen now in the chat?
Really?
SoCal DGen.
We have a SoCal.
SoCal DGen originated the handle SoCal DGen. We have a Vegas DGen.
Vegas DJ.
Present
SoCal
and
DJ.
accounted for, sir. Norm is in the chat.
Sonic,
Norm's
yes, Sonic. We are
firing up,
networking our best, my friend.
Jim Montgomery.
By the way, that graphic that Sonic did this morning for Roll Call
Oh,
Friday.
my
in
God.
the
another
desert,
shout out.
but I mean,
Oh,
that thing was money.
dude.
Money.
Listen, We get your ass up to the convention center. I'll take Sonic. You got lunch minimum on me. We'll meet you later. Buy you dinner or something. I know he's in the 602.
All right. This is cool. Now, we haven't done this before.
Iran Shaw.
We're on site, and we're going to go back to Vegas.
We're on site in Phoenix.
We're
going back to Vegas.
We're going back to Vegas.
All right, what are you saying here?
We're going to. Well, this is a first. So we're going to attempt to make this. Brad had a really big day.
Yes.
Oh, that's quite reverb.
Major reverb.
That's what I was worried about. Huh. So.
Okay.
Better? Do we fix it or no?
Yep.
We all set to bring him in? No?
Not yet.
Okay,
No.
hold on. We'll figure that out. We'll
figure it out. We're working on it.
We're working on it. We're trying. That did not happen when we tested it this morning.
No.
But that was a concern. So we do have a concern. We're trying to go back to Vegas to
turn Matt's mic off.
That's
that
one.
Might have been it.
Might have been
okay.
one.
All right.
But Brian Bennett from Betfred is in the green room, so we're going to try to effort to grab him and bring him on, and then go ahead and grab him and talk about what just happened yesterday, because they went live at the Virgin, just off the Strip, right
in Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas,
retail only.
Retail only for until the summer.
But the book looked nice.
It really
looked
looks
good.
nice. We went to Betfred last night here in Arizona.
We did, and that was pretty good too.
Wecopa is a nice place.
Hell yeah, bro.
That's a nice casino.
Hell yeah,
and then you rode the heater of heaters.
52 rolls that boy rolled.
I
came in on 26. I knew something was up.
We watched a guy at the craps
God.
table throw 55 rolls. Dave hopped in.
55? I thought it was 52.
55 is what I saw. I mean, it was higher than that. He was as hot as I've ever seen it.
Unbelievable.
It was like something at a casino with how hot this guy was rolling. Everyone at the table was making money, and still, including Dave, and you were 1-5 away from really cleaning.
Yeah, no, I would have hit cash out. We would have had it over a nickel had that 5 been hit at the last one. But for you guys that have partaken in casino gambling, there is nothing better than a hot craps table. Nothing. You can roll on blackjack with your boys. That's fun. You can hit a couple numbers in roulette. That's great. A hot craps table, baby, is unbelievable. And this guy, it was an electronic craps table. There were no chips. There were no people except the stick person.
One person running the entire game.
They pushed a button and said it was time to roll and threw the dice, pushed the dice at the person and they rolled. We touched the screen to bet.
And when the guy got hot, the screen lit up with flames.
It was
a video game. It's legitimately
when we
craps
walked by,
video game.
you said you saw it at G2E. I'd never seen it.
I played it at G2E.
Right. So I watched it, and I was like, okay, let's wait. And it gives you the number of rolls.
Yes.
When I saw him go over 20, I said, hey, if this guy hits another point, I think I'm going to buy in. He hit the point. And I watched it.
And went.
And watched it. He threw 50. I thought it was 52 times. 52 rolls. For those of you dice guys. No, that's it. That's still the reverse.
Max headroom. In an amazing way. It's actually like a cool little triple. If the audience can hear this too.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's terrible.
Can't do it. It's too chaotic. On that. Yeah, you got to pull that out. Yeah, that's
there we go.
That's fixed it.
That's fixed it.
That fixed it.
Yeah, it was loose.
It was just loose.
Yeah, we're good.
It's gone. Hey, Brian Bennett, can you hear us talking as we try to bring on our friend from Betfred live in Las Vegas, the Virgin? Wow.
Holy cow.
Somebody is really angry.
Wow.
With a very large loudspeaker. That's not very fair. You shouldn't really be doing that. You shouldn't be yelling and screaming at people like that. Wow, that kind of scared me.
I don't know.
Can he hear us? We'll see if we can hear this. Like we said, this was an experiment, see if we could pull this off, just because, well, I wanted to see if we could pull this off. And we might not be able to, but it's learning for us to be able to try to do this on a Roll Call Friday.
And I got a DeVita, baby. That's Sonic came in with the chat.
EDM hour? So they can hear it.
They heard it. It's trippy. It's doing it again. Let's go Roll Call Friday. Curtis T, where you been? Show's been going for almost an hour. And you just got here. But welcome, sir. Thank you again for hitting the like button.
Yeah,
and the
it's
subscribe button.
It's interesting. It's not there now, Matt.
Boots and cats and boots and cats.
Yeah. What's boots and cats? Isn't it like Puss in Boots? Doing the whole thing. Where's Scott Farrell? Scott is
over there.
Yes. Scott's still trying to recover from the food poisoning bout that he had on Monday. He came in.
Now batting.
He came in and got nice.
Number 27. Matt. Perrault.
I've only had that happen a couple of times where I've heard my name over a loudspeaker like that. It's pretty neat.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool when that happens. Yeah, it's one of those fun little moments.
Nice.
You get to run out on a field, or you run out. You get to go ahead and bat and go up and have those things, have those fun things. He said something crapped out, is what he just said, Matt. You ditched him? You emailed him.
Okay.
A new link?
Okay.
Saying what? Can't do it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just hit the link.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Hit the
All
link.
right.
Okay.
Hit
I
the
can
link. Text him.
I can text you if you want. Just hit the
Yeah,
link.
Just say hit the link that he just sent you.
Yeah.
We got it. In the meantime, I went on the MLB Network today.
Yes,
this morning.
you did.
And I wore the glasses, and they loved it. Veskursin and Billy Ripken were doing the show.
Yes.
And Charles got behind me and stood there.
Tice he didn't know what to do.
And he just was kind of like
He
this.
was wandering
and like
around.
This and like this. And Billy Ripken said, Dave, there's a guy over your shoulder. Tell him you're on the air. So I did. I turned around. I said, hey, I'm on the air, buddy. I got to go. You got to go. So he turned and ran away. And I told Billy Ripken, Billy, I could have used you right here keeping these people off me. It's the jacket. They keep coming at me for the jacket.
Right.
This is why we need Stevie Mack. This is why we need Mikey Awesome standing, around the show, making sure nobody bothers us while we do the show.
Right.
Next year, Vegas.
Yeah, they're coming.
Start planning it now, okay?
Oh, he's back in. Okay, he's back in.
We don't know where we're going to be in Vegas doing the show. You guys are all welcome to come. We need a security force.
We
got
do.
it.
Yes, we do. 100%.
Yeah.
Matt, you gonna talk to us?
Is he there?
Yeah, I think we look good. Bennett, give me a snap. I got you in the green room. We're doing this whole thing on the
Just
fly.
say hello.
Hi, Brian.
He can hear us.
Oh, good.
Okay, good.
Can you hear him?
We don't really
Matt?
need to see Brian Bennett, do we?
I can't hear him yet, but I definitely hear
He can hear us.
something.
All right.
Okay.
Almost there.
I can hear
All right.
something for
Yeah.
sure. Like there's a mic open, so I can hear
Yeah.
something differently happening in my headset, but I haven't heard him say anything yet. But we do have him now in the green room.
So he can hear us, but we can't hear him. So I can call him names and say all these fun things about him, and he can't say anything back to me.
just
right
say
now.
like "Go Sooners." He'll get real mad.
Sooners.
Yeah, he's a UT guy.
Really?
He likes his Texas Longhorns.
Well,
How about now?
That's.
How about now?
How about now? What?
How about now? What?
What'd he say? Hello. Hello. Hello.
I don't know.
Brian.
You were in Vegas when the M signed on, right?
I was there day one.
Day one.
Yes.
What's that like when you sign a book on? When you start? It's like driving a new car?
Nah. There's a lot. Like for me, I had done it before, so it wasn't that big of a deal. For the first time,
Right.
it's a very big deal. And there's usually hiccups. There's usually things that happen, and you're like, but it's fun. There's a buzz.
Yeah.
There's a buzz. Hey, Dawn.
Hold on.
Dawn.
Dave's doing this again.
I need you.
He's yelling.
Can you sit down for 2 minutes?
Why?
Can you come and do an interview with us for a couple minutes?
Dave's yelling.
You sure? All right, no.
How are you,
have
sir?
a guy.
How are you, sir?
Seriously, I want to talk to you about the space and where it's all going. Can you give me 50, like in 10 minutes? This whole media space.
Yes, Roman Gabriel's like, yeah, get away from
Roman
me.
Gabriel's like, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, Dave, you ain't
He
sitting
actually
down.
knows, Dawn.
Yeah, he's like,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Roman's like, hey, well, I'm going to save you from these two crazy people. We're not talking to these two yahoos. What are you doing?
Come on.
You
All
tell-
right, sorry.
What are you again? Just yelling at people. Just yelling and
We got-
screaming.
Don Martin came over. He's the president of iHeartMedia. Came
Yes,
right
I know.
over. He's my guy.
He's
my
very,
guy.
He's a very, very nice guy.
He's super dude.
He's a very nice guy.
Yep.
He yells and screams, and all of a sudden he comes over and says hi. He's like, you guys don't need to talk to me.
Yeah.
on
All right.
this. Well,
All right. Look at Fair. It looks like he got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Maybe. All right, Bennett.
All right, just
you can
talk.
hear us, yeah?
he says he can hear, but we can't hear him.
All right, I'm gonna pop him on screen
Yeah,
real
pop
quick.
him on. Let's go.
We got a bare bones skeleton out here.
All right,
you know,
let's
this,
go.
this setup. So
You got it.
let's give it a whirl. All right.
right.
I'm gonna put him on screen. I think
ahead,
this will
we're
fix it. Can we hear him?
Bennett, say something.
What's up, guys?
Can't hear.
Oh, I see him. He looks great. Look at the
Oh, he
Bengals.
looks awesome.
He looks great.
Oh, he looks
wait,
fantastic. Wait, there he is.
Brian, talk.
Brian, talk loud.
Can you guys hear me? No?
Oh, we hear him. I heard him for like a split
Oh,
second. That was like a
man.
voice, from the sky. This came in. He said hi,
Would have made the trip.
and I could see him.
And he's gone.
I could see him on the screen.
No, he's on. But we
No,
just
he's
can't
on.
hear him.
We can't hear.
Should I do sign
Oh,
language?
it's so
Yeah.
frustrating.
He looks great. I know I got that Bengals stuff over his shoulder. Though. Stop with the Bengals stuff.
That's what they do. They're the partners. of
I
the Bengals.
know, but they
You know-
lost.
You know how happy they would be. if they
No,
were
it
here?
makes me aggravated because if the Bengals would have won, we would have been sitting so good with these. The whole trip would have been paid.
28
We
to
would
1.
have,
I had
we
a
would have worried
yeah.
about going back and picking up a bigger bag.
Yeah, I had 28 to 1 on that.
God, I had 40 and 35.
It was just frustrating.
Shit.
Yep. Bengals just being here would
And
have
he's
been
got the Bengal thing over there.
Would've-
Cover that up, Brian. Jeez.
would have been extremely
hell?
profitable for us if the Bengals had won that game. But I mean, look, you got Joe
Man.
Burrow. Joe Burrow standing in front of a Betfred logo is pretty damn cool.
FKA Boots just said if the sports betting thing stops working out, I've got a sales job for you. I'm in. FKA Boots, I'm in. You got a sales job for
So
me.
someone's saying you can't hear him either. So
All right. Oh, they can hear him?
well, no, they just said we can't. You just got
We-
you got a
Heath
text me
Beers
saying
said we can hear him.
Oh,
Heath Beard, the chat's saying we can hear him.
oh, the chat can hear
Give
Brian.
your picks in sign language. Joe Choke.
The chat can hear him. So why? So Matt, why would that be? If the chat can hear him, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
All right.
The
Yeah,
chat.
you don't know.
So the chat can hear him, but we can't hear him.
Right.
I wonder.
Brian's been working out too. He looks great.
He does look great.
God,
It's one of those.
this is fun, but we're gonna let him go, or what are we gonna
Well,
do?
we may have to do it on Monday and just bring him back.
Oh,
on.
what we could do a summary show on Monday.
Yeah,
He
wrap
can
it.
tell us how the Super Bowl went.
Yeah,
Recap
if
it.
hopefully fit the schedule, so
Yeah.
we could do it because this is.
Fit it in your schedule, Brian.
I appreciate him. I mean, I don't want to waste any of his time, so I do.
I don't want to
appreciate
waste
him.
his time either, but he's the director of operations for a sportsbook. I know he has time for us.
What does that mean? Because you know what the job is.
Yes, Brian, you'd love to talk to us.
Oh my
Come
goodness
on.
gracious! All right. Well, look.
All right, that was fun.
That was fun. It was an attempt. We wanted to try it. We'll definitely now we can learn from that. That was an experiment to see if we can do that on site.
Dude, we're good. Relax. Don't
Yeah,
worry
it's all
about
good.
it. We're
Yeah,
fine. Yeah,
fine.
we're good.
We're fine.
We're going to keep going, and we're going
We'll
to
connect.
figure that out.
But
we
look,
learn, and
if
we're
you're
gonna
in,
do
if
it.
you're in Vegas, I'll do a little plug for Betfred right now. If you're in Vegas for the
Go.
for the Super Bowl, head over to Virgin. It's a little bit
Yes.
off the Strip. It's about a half mile off the Strip. Gorgeous new property.
In person.
It was the Hard Rock. It's now Virgin.
No app.
No app yet. In person only, but they have
Tickets.
kiosks, and people there to go ahead and bet.
Kiosks.
Head over, check it out.
Yes.
The book is brand new. Book is really nice. Tons of media was there yesterday. I think all 3 TV stations in Vegas
Yes.
were doing live hits from there yesterday. It's a really big deal. Brian was running around like crazy, and I really appreciate him
Oh.
willing to sticking around, trying to get us to come in.
Can we get Mafia on?
Yeah, bring him
this
in.
is Pharrell's
Bring-
producer.
Bring him in.
Come in.
So
Sit
so,
down.
So
Yeah.
like it was a frustration. I apologize to Brian Bennett over and over for that. That
No,
stinks.
no. I think we got him.
What do you mean?
Wait,
got
we
him?
got him? Hold on.
We
All
have
right,
him?
Hold on.
last chance here.
All right.
Last Hail Mary.
Can we
Yep.
hear
Hail
Brian?
Mary.
Brian?
Hold on.
Brian?
Here we go.
Brian?
Can we hear Brian?
Can we hear Brian?
Brian?
Should I try to talk?
You always hear him in the back.
Brian.
The,
Yeah, we
the
don't
reason
hear him.
why
That's
I
all right.
know that's not the case is we always hear him in the back. So before anyone always comes
Right.
on, we
That's
always hear their microphones. So that's the difference. And it's because we're running things through a board that's different. So I think the audio feed from out of his computer is
Nobody gives a shit
Yeah,
about
sorry.
the tech stuff.
Sorry.
We'll figure this out.
Sorry.
We're good.
All
We
right.
just had another guest sit down and sign on. Can you hear us?
Oh no!
All right, we can't hear you
his
yet.
Mic's
Hold
on.
on.
Though.
His mic's not on.
His,
Hold on.
now his mic's on.
Say it again now.
I can hear you guys perfectly.
Now
yeah.
we hear you.
Okay, so why are you called Mafia?
Scott came up with it. He comes up with a nickname for everybody on the
Correct.
show. Ever.
First of all,
Every
tell
intern.
everybody your real name.
Brian Ciano.
You
Hi, Brian.
are.
I am Mafia on Perrault Coast to Coast Sports Grid, or I host the BKFC show on Sports Grid as well.
Another fight guy.
Nice.
I love the fights. Always been the fights. I've always done the fights on Scott's show. All the
Yes.
boxing, MMA. So
And now tell everybody why you're Mafia.
I'm Mafia because he always comes up with nicknames. Everybody, it doesn't matter who you are. No one goes by their real name on his show.
Right.
So the first day I interned with him back when it was my fall semester in college, and he brings me in. He's like, I'm a 6'5",
Big
200
dude.
plus
You're a
guy
big bitch.
from New York,
Yeah,
living
yeah,
in Jersey,
yeah.
Jersey going to college. Like, some Italian guy from New York. What are you, the Mafia? And that's just what it became. He just called me Mafia ever since, going
Very
on
original.
almost 20 years now
Yes.
of Mafia.
That's 20 years ago? Almost?
It's like 16, 17, yeah, almost
You've
20.
been listening to his shit for 20
Been with him since
years?
2006.
Oh
How many
my
trips have you
God.
gone on with Scott?
Probably close to
Ballpark.
50. Because we used to do every big boxing event. Every time
Is it
there was a big boxing event, we go to Vegas.
So 50 trips. Is it the first time you've both had food poisoning at the same time?
Yes.
First time food poisoning at all?
Probably had alcohol poisoning at times, but not food poisoning.
So, he came on and told the story.
Of course, he's told everybody. Everybody walks up to me like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "How is everybody like? Half the media center knows that I got sick."
But was he making fun of you like he said
When
he was?
you
He
were
said
on
he
the
was
ground first.
throwing
Yes.
up, and he said he was on all fours laughing at you.
Pretty much,
That's some bullshit.
I don't know if he was laughing at me so much, but he's doing that thing where like people see you're sick and they're like, "Are you okay? Can I do it?" It's like, I'm throwing up. You think I can have a conversation right now?
Right.
Everything that's inside me is coming out. Words are not one of those things coming out. Can you shut up and leave me alone for 5 minutes?
Seriously. That's one of the worst, right?
Terrible.
Being sick on the road.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in your home.
Yeah.
You don't have the comforts of your bed. You don't have the things that make you at least comfortable when you're like that. You
Right.
okay? Like legitimate. You all right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
okay. I
he
was
looks
okay.
great. He bounced
I mean,
back.
oof.
Scott looked like shit for a day.
For 3
Yeah,
days. Every
yeah,
time
yeah,
you
he
see him,
was-
he's like, "Oh, I got sick again this morning." Like,
yeah.
I was sick, and then I'm not saying the body's been perfect the whole time, but
Okay.
once I got it out, we went to dinner that night. I was fine. Nothing has come back up since, but for him, it's been like a 3-4 day extravaganza.
It was a burger, right?
It was a burger, yeah, barbecue
So-
bacon burger.
Yeah.
Can you ever eat it again? Is it like that off the menu for life, or you
No.
good?
No, I mean,
Okay.
I thought about it last night. I got like a brisket, grilled cheese. Like,
Stomach's
Did
harsh.
he look like he afraid of anything?
Nah,
I'm
his
not going to
stomach is
stereotype every burger for the rest of my life just because one made me
Right.
sick,
Oh, but something mentally you have that like
I've
block.
had some nutso ex-girlfriends. Doesn't mean I'm never going to date her or do everything again. I got married a second time. If I just stereotyped everything, I never would have my second marriage because the first one was the devil.
Right.
That's
There-
awesome.
There you go.
Fair.
The chat is going crazy. Mafia is the best, coast to coast with Perrault. So
Appreciate the love.
You love it.
They know you.
Um,
They know you.
Let's get to some football.
Let's do it.
What do you like Sunday, and why is it not the Chiefs?
Just assume it's not the Chiefs. It is.
I mean,
I agree. It's
well,
not the
who's your
Chiefs.
team? Who's your team? Who you a fan of? Who's
I'm
your team?
unfortunately the Jets. I just love punishment.
Okay. So
But
you
the
hate
future's
you
bright. I
hate
mean,
the
we swept
Patriots?
the rookie awards last year. We would have had 3 rookies of the year if you had Breece Hall not blow out his knees. So we just need a quarterback.
What do you think of the Patriots?
I hate their guts.
Yes!
The
Good.
worst franchise ever. Bill Belichick took all the championships. He should have won with the Jets and took them to New England.
No. No.
What?
No, he wouldn't. He would have sucked in New York.
He would have. The ownership was a mess at that
He would have
point.
sucked
it
in New York.
was, yeah,
and he
yeah.
wouldn't have Brady.
Yeah.
So he would have sucked.
So is it the Eagles or the Chiefs?
It's the Eagles.
It is.
I mean, you always got to worry with Mahomes. You always think that this guy can pull something, magic
Right.
out of the hat.
Right.
Kelsey's a beast, but I just can't see that front for the Eagles not getting to him and making him pay for that ankle at some point. I know it's going to be better now.
Right.
I know that Cincinnati barely touched him until that final play where they had the hit out of bounds
Right.
that gave them the win. Otherwise,
Which was
you
bullshit.
land on this guy a couple times, his ankle's going to be banged up. He's not going to move. So I think
Right.
that front, that it's not just one guy or 2 guys on that front for the Eagles. All of them get in there and get in your face. I think that's going to be a problem.
Matt, check your phone for a second. I sent you a text. The wild thing about New York is that a special personality is needed to go in there and deal with the crap that comes
Oh, yeah.
with it. Is White done? Can he bounce back? Because he feels, to me, he's got the rabbit ears. He's very sensitive, and people are making some very big proclamations, like the game's too fast for the kid. He can't
Right.
handle it.
I don't think he's done. I mean, they're not going to give up on him. I think they're still going to work him. But obviously, you're going to bring in someone else next year. When you're talking about these quarterbacks, they talk about bringing a veteran. You're not bringing in a veteran to go sit or to teach the kid. You're bringing him in to take a spot.
Right.
And you're just not getting rid of him because you have him under contract and think, hey, if the other guy gets hurt, we need someone else.
Do you want Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Oh.
No.
You don't want Aaron Rodgers?
I don't want Aaron Rodgers.
Why?
People bring Brady because he's still good, but this team is so young, this core. It's so good, and it's going to be good for years if you keep the right pieces. I want a guy who can stay there and grow with him. I want a Carr. I think Carr's a better pocket passer. He doesn't have the ego, and you talked about it. You got to have the right mentality to deal with New York.
You think
Aaron
Carr
Rodgers
does?
would not survive the New York media?
I agree 100% with that.
Our guy Bill Michaels from Wisconsin came on Monday. He told us, there's no way he'll get away with the stuff with the New York media that he got away with, the I'm inoculated and, all this other stuff that he was doing. If he was in New York, he would have been under that microscope and never gotten away with that.
I mean, it's accurate but Derek Carr.
I mean, if there's another option out there, maybe Jimmy G, but I'm worried about his health.
He could handle it easy.
I mean, he put up with Belichick for how many years?
I think Carr could handle it. I think he could. I think New York people would love him because of the rah-rah nature if he won. But if he lost, I think Jets fans would just go crazy with him.
They would, but I feel like this team is similar to me to when you had the Rex Ryan years, where the defense is so good and you have the talent, around him where you could hand the ball off. If Hall comes back with that knee, you're not expecting him to sling it all around the field like he was doing in Vegas. You can have him be a little more conservative in New York, not put it so much on his shoulder, and let the defense just shut them down. I think they'll let him thrive. He can't wear those tank tops out in New York, though. It's going to be too cold.
Amen to that. Where is New York City with hockey these days? How do you guys...
I mean, you're talking to a guy who's all about hockey. I love that. That's my favorite live sport.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, and my dad, FDNY, every year we go to the FDNY NYPD hockey game. Wow. It's the most violent, vicious, brutal game you'll ever watch.
Really
it's
play
great.
It's crazy.
And so I've always loved hockey. I played roller hockey growing up. So, for a guy like me, it's awesome. It's still a niche to a lot of people. It's not, I don't think, when you're in New York, like LA, but a little less, if you're good, everyone's going to jump on. Of
course.
With the Rangers, with this Tarasenko deal, if all of a sudden they start clicking, they're lighting up, people are going to go crazy.
Devils are really
The Devils
good.
are really good, but they're in Jersey, so New Yorkers don't care about them.
Oh, thank you.
So is Long Island, can Strong Island be corrupted as New York? I know it is New York, but how did the city feel about the team on the island?
That's one thing where you don't get you won't get that crossover. The New York fans, they might not be necessarily locked in if you're losing and you suck,
right?
But they pick a side, and that's their side with all their teams.
Does it piss you off?
Ranger fans are going to root for Islanders. Islanders are going to root for Rangers. They're both going to root against Jersey.
Does it piss you off that both your football teams play in New Jersey?
Yeah, especially because
if you say I can't pull for the Devils because the Devils are in New Jersey, it's kind of like, well, both your football teams play in New Jersey.
Yeah, but it's a lot closer than Buffalo, so I wasn't going up there.
Yeah.
Well, the Jets did play in New York.
That's the only team that
originally.
plays in New York.
I know, but the Devils play not that far away from New York City.
They don't.
No,
the
but
Rock's really
that's
close. I go to the Rock for the Seton Hall games. That's where they play their games.
Yeah, that's
so
not that far.
Beautiful arena.
It's about the same distance as the Meadowlands. It's
probably
not
closer.
It's
probably easier on the train than the Meadowlands.
So, to say screw the Devils, they're Jersey's team. Well. Well, screw both your football teams.
Yeah.
If you had ones in New York, they would say screw them. You're off in Jersey.
I would agree.
But the Jets did start in New York. They were, they were in the Shea Stadium and stuff before, and they were supposed to get that West Side Stadium years ago. They had the old rail yard that they were going to take over and make a stadium in Manhattan, which still would have been crazy because can't park and tailgate. Oh. But then
did you go to
when they were
Seton
building
Hall?
the Freedom Tower. I did.
You still a college basketball fan?
I am, yeah.
You know where you're going. Ask it.
Who's winning the Big East?
There you go. Ask it.
The top 4 or 5 teams have kind of bounced off each other. UConn looked like they were going to pull away completely.
They did, but they're
on,
not.
And then they flopped.
It might be
Creighton.
Is it Creighton?
It might be Creighton.
Big game tomorrow. Creighton, UConn.
Yeah.
Big game. He's a Creighton guy. He was there for 5 years.
I was their pre- and post-game show host for 5 years. So
there you go.
He's been all over this.
And I ran a rival
right now.
Have you been to the Big East tournament?
Yeah, I was covered. I never had a spring break as a college student because I was doing the radio
covering.
there.
Oh.
So I'd go cover the games live.
Is it as hype as it
It's
portray?
awesome.
Is it awesome?
Oh, the fans go crazy. The whole thing's taken over by one team or the other.
Right.
They all stay in New York, and one section comes out, the next one comes in. They're just as nuts. Just being on that historic court, the players they get jacked up to play on that court.
So there is a real, because it comes across on TV, it always has, and we loved watching it in the book or in the risk room.
Right.
And it was always one of those things where I was like, you know what, I got to go to that. So there is a hype to it.
It absolutely
Okay.
is. Yeah.
All right.
Even with the new Big, I mean, with the old Big East, it was even crazier. It was
The
better.
chat wants
When
you
you
to
had
write a book,
Syracuse-
by the way.
About?
The chat wants you to write a
About?
book about the
Really?
travels with Perrault.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Could you?
There are some stories.
Without getting,
Oh,
w-
shit.
without him killing you, could you? do
No,
it?
no.
Probably because most of the stories that I would have, like he tells everything on air anyway. He doesn't hide anything.
That's very
Like,
true.
very true.
There's
Very
no
true.
secrets with him.
It's very true. He does tell everybody.
He does not do the A in anonymous.
That is
Right,
very
right,
true.
right.
Yes, very
Yeah.
true. Do you have social media?
I do. It's at on air Mafia for
At On Air Mafia.
Twitter and Instagram.
Well, look, we love watching you and Scott. The chat loves you guys. We love being on Sports Grid. Thank you for coming
We
by.
always love you guys coming on. It's
This
always
is
great.
this
and
was a lot of
entertaining.
fun. Thank you
Thanks,
for being
brother.
here, man.
My
Appreciate it.
pleasure.
Stop.
That is
Mafia.
Mafia joining us here on set for BVB coming up here on Radio Row. Now, this is a little
Said
interesting.
he just adamantly doesn't want Rodgers. You think that's the Jets fan
No,
for
no,
like the average Jets
No.
fan wants him?
no. But I think there's a lot of people in New York that understand that Rodgers going there is a bad idea because they know how they are. So
Right.
They know what they'll do to him. Like,
Right.
It won't work. It's flat out. They will be in
Like
his
when
grill.
Bobby Bonilla went from the Pirates to the Mets,
Right?
I told everybody he's going to suck there. They're going to hate him there.
Yep.
He hears everything.
Yep.
And you just know that's that situation, right?
Rabbit ears are, you can't have it in New York. You have to have,
Hell no.
you have to have the thickets of skin. And the problem is that the media members that work there have no problem just burying you for anything. I mean, poor decisions on the field, off the field, it doesn't matter. I mean, everything is fair game. Where you were the night before a game, where you were the night after a game, what date you went on, it's all fair game.
You got to be held. You're held accountable.
I mean,
In,
sometimes
in that whole Northeast
Yeah, but
pocket.
sometimes
they
it's-
go over the top.
Yeah, it's intrusive.
100%. But you can't just deny stuff, and you can't just excuse stuff. The
Right.
media won't let you.
No.
And then they will make your life a living hell.
And they enjoy it. I mean, a lot of media members in the Northeast will make no bones about it. Their job is to make their lives a living hell.
Yeah.
Their job is to get
Yeah.
in your grill and to uncover what you're like. And if you don't give them the interviews that they want from you, or
Right.
say what what they want you to say, it's ugly. I've seen it. It doesn't work. In
I have a
superstars.
question for you.
Yes.
Came up in the chat.
All right.
DJ Hooks is a DJ.
Yes, he
back
is.
in AC.
Yep.
He wants to know if I could MC weddings and bar mitzvahs and stuff with him. He does the DJing and I do the MCing. What do you think?
I think as long as the kids are under 15, yes.
Okay. All right.
I think a 15-year-old older kid might not find you all that fun. But an
Yeah.
under 15 kid might
That's
think
fun.
you're amazing.
Yeah, the teenagers, right? The teenagers.
Yeah, teenagers might go,
like,
nah, like your
Hey, bro. Like, hey, bro.
your kids see your outfits and they're like, yeah, man, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, but their friends love it.
their friends love it.
Their friends
Oh.
love it. Yeah.
All right, so
yeah.
maybe it's a dad
yeah.
thing then. All right, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Maybe you would
I
like.
don't know.
I guarantee 15 and under would love you.
Yeah.
Bar mitzvahs would have a ball with you.
Big time.
They would think it's
Big time.
absolutely a ball.
All right.
Anybody,
DJ Hooks, put that shit together.
but like
bro.
a Sweet 16 party or like a Katina party or
I think
something.
we got to do more.
I don't- yeah,
I
I-
don't know.
I don't
we'll
know.
think about that.
You know, it's-
Akbar. Akbar is here. Boy,
Yeah.
oh boy.
I
Monty's
think,
here. Listen, we got a lot of Philly fans.
well, look,
What
I
are we
think that there
doing
is
here?
a interesting dichotomy in the country right now because I think a lot of people love Patrick Mahomes, and
My mother-in-law loves
yes,
him.
they love Patrick Mahomes. Yes, a lot of people love him.
Like, loves him.
So that influences their betting. Okay, so they think, all right, the best quarterback in the game is Patrick Mahomes. There's no debating that. It's not a knock on Jalen Hurts. It's just the fact of the matter. The best quarterback in the game is going to be wearing a Chief uniform. So oftentimes people say, all right, who has a better quarterback? It's the Chiefs. All right, now I like Patrick Mahomes a lot. I want to see Patrick Mahomes win for whatever reason.
Okay.
But the football people are looking at the game, and the football people are going, okay, Mahomes is great, but the football team
Right.
is 22 players, 11 on offense, 11 on defense for the Eagles, and man-to-man, on paper or even talent-wise, the Eagles are a better team. They're a better unit. So the switch is, if you like Mahomes and you like the Chiefs or you like Mahomes as a person, I think you're in on Kansas City. they're a more likable team than the Phillies than the Eagles are, because the Philly fan is still hated across the country. So
I don't know. I wore the Philly stuff outside yesterday, and one guy was like, "Chief, look, I love your shirt, by the way. Stand up for the audience
you
here.
can see
The Italian stallion. Move your badge real quick so you can see it on the camera. That's nice. That's really nice. I like that.
Vegas Fight Club. Vegas
They
Fight
did a
Store.
good job at that store.
It's a good store. It's a
Yeah.
good store. Good stuff. Good store. I think there's a big pull going on. So people that I respect, football wise, are making very good cases for the Chiefs. And I think
They are. I mean, are they planting a seed of doubt in your mind?
no, because I think I'm going to ride more often than not in a Super Bowl. I'm going to ride with the better defense, and I think the secondary for the Chiefs is going to get lit up by the receivers for the Eagles.
Yep.
I think A.J. Brown's going to have a huge game. I think you're going to see Devontae Smith potentially have a touchdown in this game. I think you're going to see a running game that opens up the pass, because the Chiefs are going to stack the line to stop the run, to say, look, we're not going to get run on. We're going to make it a Jalen Hurts game. And I think Jalen Hurts plays well. I think the Eagles win. I think Jalen Hurts is the MVP. 2 bets I will be making.
You going to bet the MVP, Mark?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really easy. Chiefs, Mahomes, Eagles, Jalen Hurts.
Done.
You can almost just bet those 2 things, and that's it for the game. I mean, that's, Chiefs and Mahomes, or Hurts and the Eagles. I think that's the biggest difference here as we go through this and look at the game and watch the game. I think the biggest difference is, how do you perceive Jalen Hurts? If you're a hater and you don't like Jalen Hurts, you're all in on the Chiefs.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm not. I love the story. I love the man. I love what he's done. I love the fact that he keeps on getting doubted. I love the fact that people are doubting him. In this game, they're doubting him. I love that.
We got a bunch of people live in the chat right now.
Right?
I need Eagles or Chiefs. 1-word answers. Who you like in the game. Just type it and let it flow.
Eagles,
now,
Chiefs.
Eagles, Chiefs. Just type Eagles, Chiefs. Even if you don't know or aren't sure,
So money,
put it in.
We're talking
money
line.
line. Money line. Just, because the line is 1.5. And listen, I don't know how much more it's moving, if it's moving at all. The total's 51.
I think it closes at 2.
It might.
I think late money comes in on the Eagles. I think the number closes at 2.
Andy Reid is a factor.
It is. Andy Reid absolutely is a factor, but Nick Sirianni's as innovative and as aggressive.
Oh, my goodness. It's all Eagles. There's a Chiefs.
No, there's Chiefs.
Linus.
Chiefs.
Heath.
Chiefs.
Eagles big.
Chiefs.
Eagles.
Chiefs.
Oh, now the Chiefs is coming.
Chiefs.
Auto
Five
Smith,
Chiefs in a row.
Christie, Chiefs from Magnum. Man, oh, man.
Good dichotomy.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't want everyone on one side.
The DK people were coming. It's supposed to be. I don't know.
Now?
Emerson I don't know where they're at.
Oh, they're coming over now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, good.
Emerson and Jesse.
Both together?
I don't know
I can
if
get
they're
up.
coming together.
I'll get up. I'll go. Yeah, I'll hit the restroom. Talk to them. It's fine.
I don't know if they're coming.
Oh, well, they are. You can put them both on. I'll give myself an opportunity to go ahead and do that.
You got to go to the restroom.
Yeah, I always do it this time of day. You know how it is. After we've been on for an hour and a half, 2 hours, I drink too much water. Well, liquor too, but water, other stuff.
My nephew Coop just sent me a text.
No, hey Matt, Farrah, no.
What?
Whoa. He's gonna go get somebody. No.
Oh, okay. No, we're good.
We're good. No,
Yeah.
No. They're coming over.
Okay.
What? It's all good. I want to wait for the DK folks to come on over. So I don't want to miss them because we have him sitting down.
My nephew just said, "What is the name of your service?"
BV. Well, it's
for the
BVB show.
BVBshow.com/chat.
Chat. I don't know the other. There's like an actual name to the server, but I don't know the name of the server. Like if it's in the Discord channel application,
These kids are unbelievable.
I don't know the actual.
They know more than us.
Yeah, I don't actually know.
Seriously,
Who
is that woman?
I don't know. She's very, very tall, and the guy she's with is very, very short. And everyone seems to know who they are, and I don't know who they are.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, who are you? It's very interesting.
Yeah. See if we can get a picture of that. I
Hmm?
don't.
One thing we will need to do next year we did it last year, but we need to have in Vegas. We need to have multiple cameras to show everybody who's walking by.
Yeah.
Just live shots.
Yes.
Just like live shots of
Yes.
where people are, just so they can see
What we're seeing.
What we're seeing, and
Yes.
as we describe different people
Yes.
coming on, we can kind of describe it and have these opportunities to do to have these different people pop on in.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
Ooh.
like Emmett Smith just walked by us while we were
Right.
doing the show.
Joe Montana did yesterday.
Joe Montana just walked by us.
Right.
Who else? I saw all the guy that wears the bright, colorful suits on ESPN. He was walked by. Does the football shows.
Bright, colorful suits, not you?
Yeah. Nope, not me.
Not
the
Dave.
Golix, Mike, Senior and Junior.
I'm gonna say this: we had lunch yesterday at Chase Field.
Yes, we did.
Very cool, neat bar that is inside the stadium. That's open year round. I loved, 1, the ballpark, 2, loved the bar, and 3, it got me into baseball. Like that switch got thrown. Normally, I got to see a preseason. I got to see a spring training game for that switch to be thrown for me. Looking at that at the diamond.
We
yesterday.
watched that guy rake third base for an hour.
Yep.
And he was measuring it, and it was
just-
like,
that flipped.
you know what? We're close.
That flipped
We're
the switch.
close, bro.
Yeah, that flipped the switch.
But you know what I forgot?
What?
The World Baseball Classic is here in a couple weeks.
It's in America.
Yeah, but it's here in Phoenix.
Oh, it's here.
It's here.
Oh,
You got USA, Mexico
here?
here.
Oh my.
You got another game here. Yes, it's going to be awesome. Yes.
Our team is pretty good, right?
It's very good.
USA is sending a pretty good
the
team. right?
lineup is unbelievable. I think the right pitchers are going. I mean, they're the odds-on favorite to win it. So I need to look at that right now.
USA is the odds-on favorite to win the World Baseball Classic.
Make sure.
Are the games all in America, or are they some outside of America?
No, there's a
Canadian and Mexican like bracket, right?
no a Latin America bracket. I think it is. Hold on. World Baseball Classic odds. I'm sorry. Dominican Republic is the betting favorite now.
Wow.
USA second choice. Japan's third. And then Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Mexico, and the rest. They don't have enough depth to
Team
win it.
USA?
No, the other 3.
Oh.
There's 3. There's a big 3. The winner's coming from Dominican, USA, or Japan. And then
So
the
our
rest.
roster,
It's nice.
it's pretty good. Pete Alonso, Paul Goldschmidt, Jeff McNeil. Wow. Nolan Arenado, Tim Anderson, Trey Turner. Hello. I knew this, but I'm just seeing it now. Kyle Tucker, Kershaw, Wainwright, and Lance Lynn. Now, here's the thing. If you're a Dodger fan, you want Clayton Kershaw thrown in this thing?
No.
Man alive.
But
If I was a Dodger fan,
if you're Clayton Kershaw,
go
you've
win
done, I mean,
everything you need to do.
yeah.
Yeah. Done
Like,
it all. Done it
go.
all. You've done it all. Why do you need to do anything else? I love it.
Yeah.
Do it all. I love it. Go ahead and have him pitch, win the World Baseball Classic. He has, 2 rings now?
Yeah.
Kershaw?
Yeah.
2 or 1? What's up? Go sit down. Yeah, sit down. What's going on? One Mr. Matt Braun's going to sit
Sup?
down from VEASAN. Uh-oh.
Oh, be careful
Uh-oh.
with the mic.
It's
Be
fine.
careful. You guys are pulling it.
We're pulling it back and forth. It's
Yeah.
fine. We're going to fight.
All right.
We're going to fight. How are you?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Good.
You enjoying things?
I am. It's a whirlwind, but it is like a different guest every segment of the show. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Is this your first one?
It is. It is.
What do you
It's,
think? I've been asking every person that sits down that is their first media week.
Yeah.
How do you
it's-
describe it to a person that's not doing this?
How about this? This is the best way for me to say.
You can say it
I didn't
however
have
you
to
like.
do the whole week, so it's I'm not
all right.
worn down like a lot
Okay.
of these people
I
are.
am worn down.
So the
Yeah,
first,
tired.
yes, the
I'm
first
tired.
3 days were Stormy was here and I was back in Vegas. Then we
Right.
flipped, and
Right.
so
Okay.
I only did the last 2 days.
Okay.
So how was the Mayo?
Oh God, It was disgusting.
So
it
for
was
those who
every
don't
bit
know,
as-
You
yes.
like mayonnaise?
Oh no, I hate it.
He hates it more than anything.
Fucking hate it more than anything.
But
too.
Stormy is kicking his ass
Yeah.
in these bets they're doing up against. Like if I win against you, you win against me, and the loser has to eat their most hated food.
I hate mayonnaise.
And he hates mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Did you do it with like a packet? How did you?
2 packets.
2 of them.
Yes. So the thing
Did you
was
put it
was,
on something?
was
or?
two, no. I had to just.
Oh.
I don't even like. I like mayo.
Oh.
No,
that's
no,
gross.
I had to just huff it. It was the worst. Yeah, it was absolutely miserable. It was terrible. So,
My God.
yeah.
So did you not? You try very hard not to
What?
even taste it, just swallow it. As
Yeah,
fast
so
as-
the first one you were able to kind of like take it like a shot, you
Yeah,
know.
okay.
But the problem was having to go back for that second one.
Oh.
Like going back for that second one was where, and it got in and Stormy looked over and she was like, "Okay, are you okay?" And I was like, and it was just sitting in my mouth because like I couldn't make myself physically swallow it. It was horrible. It was every bit as horrible as it sounds.
Damn.
Yeah.
My eyes are watering.
What was hers?
She would have had to eat 2 raw oysters because she can't. So it's actually the only thing she said she's actually physically spit out of her mouth like before like any food. Like it was like
Did she put cocktail sauce on it?
No, it had to be just 2.
Even I don't like that.
Straight up, yeah, just 2 straight up oysters. So she would have had to do that. So that didn't happen.
I would have done 100 oysters before I did 1 packet of mayo.
We did a whipped cream pie to the face, which I also lost.
She smacked it.
Yeah, so
How
I got
hard?
that.
How
yeah.
hard did she hit you with it?
Yeah, I mean, not as terrible as I was expecting. But so that happened. So this one, the one for the Super Bowl, is one of those whatever, like the 1 chip chips things or something.
The super hot thing?
Yeah, like the little the 1 chip. So the loser then on Monday will have to eat the
On
one
air.
yeah, the one chip.
The loser's not gonna be able to talk for like 3 hours.
Yeah, well, we're it's going to be the last segment,
Okay.
and whatever. And so
Like you can't talk after
that's
that.
the
like,
so
that thing
that's
is
that's
brutal.
where we had. I mean, it's a Super Bowl. We figured we'd go big.
all right, yeah,
You know?
that's decent. I mean, being from New Orleans, I would make sure that if Stormy cannot take oysters, you get her a Gulf of Mexico warm water oyster. Because even I can't eat that thing. It's the size of your hand. You having one of those?
No.
Warm water. I can only do cold water oysters. I can't do warm
The
water
size
oysters.
of your hand?
They're nasty, man. They're so nasty.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
But we were trying to make it as nasty as possible.
Yeah,
So we
so there you go.
we were doing it. Yeah.
Do you have a side, a play on the side of this game?
Ooh, man, this one I have had a pretty good conviction for like the last 4 or 5 Super Bowls, and this
Okay.
is just not one of them. I will probably have a small money line play on the Eagles.
Yep.
I am very worried that Jalen Hurts is not completely healthy, and so that is
John
what is.
Kincaid, who came on this show, is a lifer Philadelphia guy who does morning drive on the Fanatic at
Yes.
975 in Philadelphia, is claiming all of his sources inside of the Eagles,
He's
telling
fine.
him that he is fine. 2 weeks,
Listen,
he's fine.
I'd like to believe it, but I mean, it's one of those deals. He missed some. He wasn't needed in those playoff games, but he missed some
Bad
wide
throws.
open guys. Here
Yep.
were some very errant throws and stuff like that, and
Yep.
just I can't help. I can't erase that
Yeah.
from my thought process here, because if you look, I mean, outside of the quarterback and tight end position, they are pretty much better everywhere else, you know. And
We're just saying that.
Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty
Yeah.
much better everywhere else except for the quarterback and tight end position. But
Yep.
that lingering thing of those missed throws, those missed opportunities,
Right.
just that would have been a bigger deal, I feel like, had those games not have been blowouts, you know, and
Right.
like they were blowouts, and so we just didn't really talk about it all that much.
Do you care about the schedule strength argument? Do you use that because
You can only play the teams that are put in front of you. And here's the other thing, though, that I will say. There's a difference between playing an easy schedule and playing an easy schedule and beating the piss out of everybody that you play.
Agreed.
Like
Exactly.
that's the difference. Like they
Agreed.
didn't sneak through a lot of these games. Like they were double-digit wins,
right.
like up and down that
Consistently.
schedule.
Yes.
Yeah. And so for me, I think there is a pretty big difference in that.
Say your Twitter handle for the people watching. The chat's asking.
Matt Brown M2, like it's you got a basic name like Matt Brown. You
Yes,
have
right.
to add
This is
some
a
stuff
problem,
to the
right?
yes.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes.
So I had to add M, the letter M, and then the number 2. So Matt
Okay.
Brown M2.
when
is
I was
that.
working
Yeah,
for
M2.
SB Nation, I had 3 Matt Browns in my phone because 2 of them cover college football for SB Nation.
Well, that's very confusing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had to start taking
You
Vegas.
got to be M2.
Yeah.
M2 or Matt Brown Vegas.
I do think on the total side of things, if it gets over 51, if I get the 51 and a hook, I'll probably come in on the under.
Me too.
I'll probably come in on the under. If I can get on the other side of 51.
I like the under. I mean, I may come under at 51. I may come in on the under.
Yeah.
He likes the over, and I like the
I
the
did
under.
at 50. It's getting. I mean, 51's a key number.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really. There's a lot of combinations of 50, especially 27-24.
Yep.
It's staring at right in the face.
Yeah, I think that if the game script for me, if I'm going to back the Eagles, I think you have to at least at some point try to get yourself to an under situation, because I don't think they want to get into a shootout with the Chiefs or whatever. So I think you kind of have to play it out in your head more towards an under type situation. But I think it's going to be close. I'm even with the Mahomes factor, even with the Andy Reid factor, even with the experience factor, all the different things like that, I think it's going to be pretty close.
Do you treat the Super Bowl differently than any other game, or is it just another betting opportunity?
It's other than just getting more opportunity, right? And with all of that. I mean, the game itself, that's what I said. Like, I'll probably have small play. I'm not gonna just bet a ton just for the sake of betting a ton, right? I mean, I had a good NFL season this year. I don't want to piss it away, like,
good playoffs,
at the end. Like, I don't want to.
Is that a Vegas guy thing? Like we've been talking to people from all over the country, as you have, and they're like, you guys are not really betting the Super Bowl, and we're like,
Yeah.
Is that
well,
that hard to explain?
95% of my action will be props. Like, just will be various prop bets.
Right.
Like, it's.
I mean, I like to have it. To me, I like to have something that could hit in every quarter. Like, I just like to spread it out, have something I could be watching and following along with. But like, I'll be as committed to the NHL games over the weekend than I will be to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like, it's another game to bet. There's more unique things to bet. But I don't feel like you have to go crazy and start firing.
And the big thing I've been telling to everybody is, like, listen, it's whether you had a good NFL season, don't piss it away on the Super Bowl. And if you had a bad one, don't chase either. Like, don't sit there. If you had a bad NFL season, don't chase. Don't think like, oh, this is the last game, so now I got to bet all this stuff and try to make it all back, because you can make a bad situation way, way, way worse.
Dig a deeper hole.
Don't do that either.
I totally agree. And I think it's interesting from a prop betting perspective. How do you approach things? You and I have talked DFS for years, but when it comes to betting on the Super Bowl for props, there's way more opportunities, way more markets, and they've been up longer than what they normally are, which is the bigger key. Do you approach betting the props any differently?
Yeah, I mean, mainly it's overs early and unders later, and it's just kind of that type of deal. And if you haven't bet, if you like an over at this point, you've probably already missed the better number on all of those. That doesn't mean it's unbettable, but you certainly are probably not getting the better of the number with all of that. And I think the closer we get to kickoff, I'll probably play a decent amount of unders as well. Like, it's just one of those deals where we have 3 new states that are going to be betting into these markets for the first time. They've never been able to bet a Super Bowl legally. So we're getting 3 other states that are coming in Ohio, Kansas, and Maryland as well. So
Mass,
and so I think there's going to be a lot of people who want to root for overs and scoring and yardage and all the different things like that. And I think it'll present some opportunity pretty much, the closer we get to kickoff.
Last one for me before he closes it up. Does Perrault really always kick your ass in the fantasy stuff?
No.
Like, I just had to ask, because I've heard some stories.
He drops it a lot on you.
I'm like just saying, like, I just want to know where this stands.
I'm just saying,
like in the head-to-head.
Wow.
Like the head-to-head
We've played a little
things.
bit in the past.
Well, I
and my
mean, this
record's
guy's bringing
a
up
little
stuff from
better.
7-8 years ago or
Well,
something.
I mean,
It's my only accomplishment.
Oh my God! Look
Is
at
this
this.
true?
The guy wins one time and he holds on to it for the.
Whoa.
The guy wins one time. He holds on to it for his entire life.
He says every time.
Oh boy! We'll have to go and look at the records.
That
on
might be a
that
bit
one.
of a stretch.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit of a stretch.
All right, so that's why
It's like a big fish story.
Okay.
It gets better with age.
Yes.
That's true.
Okay.
All right.
All right, boys. I got to go get on air over there.
Go,
So,
go.
I appreciate it,
Thanks,
and
Rob.
have a
Thanks,
good
man.
one. Good luck on all the
Enjoy,
bets.
man. Enjoy, man. That's
See you.
Matt
Thank
Brown.
you.
Our Vegas version of Matt Brown here from VSiN.
Matt Brown M2.
Yes, Matt Brown M2. I have been doing.
There you go, boys.
So Matt was the first person I ever talked gambling on air with when I was in Houston. Let me correct myself. Not the first person.
He was here. You were there.
No, he was in Vegas. I was in Houston. First time I did a show sponsored by a sports book or a sports gambling company / DFS company.
Okay.
When I was in Houston, that's how we met Farah.
Okay.
Dave Farah, Matt's older brother.
Matt's older brother. Okay.
Matt and I did an hour-long show for DraftKings in Houston nationally.
Awesome.
And that's how I met Matt. And so when I moved to Matt actually is why I live in Summerlin. Because I called Matt.
Okay.
And I said, hey, I'm moving to Vegas. He was like, wow, that's great. And then I said, okay, where do I live? And he said, do not live in Henderson. You will hate Henderson. Live in Summerlin.
Right.
I said, okay.
Write your Twitter handle on there and your name so you can put it on the graphic real fast, please.
So
right.
that's how I live where I live.
You like it?
Love it. I love
That's
where
good.
I love where I live. I absolutely love where I live.
Because you could hold that against them the whole time. Like you told
No.
me to live here. But
I-
now
I love
you
it.
love it.
I love it. I've always loved it. I've always.
I've always liked that in the town.
Henderson
too.
is
We've
not.
been in-
Henderson's not my jam, man.
No, I know.
I lived in
we
the
did
South.
the same thing.
I lived in the South.
So
come
you're-
on in.
We're ready when you are, sir. All
The
right.
man,
And then you're next.
the
Now-
myth, everyone else.
Oh my God! This is
coming
just
in.
Sit down and
You can leave
you
it
can
on.
leave
It's
it
fine. It's
he don't want to get in trouble. He don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, he can get in trouble for what?
I don't know.
What do you
I
get in
don't know.
trouble for?
He's an official guy. Look at this shirt. Sit
I mean-
down. Put those headphones on. Just turn them on. All right. Can you hear?
I can hear you
us?
guys. Yeah, I
Oh,
can
we
hear
hear you
myself.
too,
Man,
yeah.
this is
This is not bad.
this
right?
is like
This
a
is Bostonian
legit
versus-
setup,
this
dude.
is no shit. This is no shit.
Yeah.
For real.
Hey,
We're
what's
doing
up,
a
man? I'm
show.
Emerson, by
This
the
is
way.
Emerson,
Matt Perrault.
Matt.
How are you?
Matt
what's
Perrault,
up, dude?
Emerson.
I followed you
Tell-
for years.
Look
Okay,
at the
awesome.
camera
Good
and
stuff.
tell
I'm the
everyone
boss.
your name and your Twitter handle and stuff.
Yeah. So I'm Emerson Latzia. You can follow me on Twitter at Emerson Latzia. So that's Emerson like the college, EMERSON, Latzia, LOTZIA. I have no effing clue if it's Italian or Czech or whatever. My dad is clueless. I have no idea. True story. Like 4 years ago, I say, Dad, what the hell is our last name? Because I've always been under the impression that it's like Italian.
Right,
I know my
yes.
mom's like Irish, so I like to tell people, yeah, I'm feisty. Got the little Italian
You got a
in me,
little this, a little that.
little
Yeah,
Irish.
yeah,
My dad's
right.
like, honestly, I think it may be Czech. And I'm like, where the hell did that come from, dude?
Check.
Yeah, no idea.
Are you born and raised Boston?
No, born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida. That's why I'm like one of the lone Jaguars fans out there, at least in the Northeast, because Duval till we die, all in Florida, man, all around Jacksonville. Like it is a movement right now because you know what? The Jaguars are America's team, true
Why?
America's team,
Why?
dude. Why?
Yeah.
Because this team has suffered forever. Listen,
time.
overcoming adversity, that's what we do in America.
right.
Okay?
Like
And
where
they
do
got
you,
cool uniforms. They
where
really
do you
got,
go
they
to
got
watch a
drip.
game in Boston to watch the Jaguars?
I like to watch it in my apartment
Okay.
on my couch.
I thought like you, Kendra Middleton's maybe the only other media member who's a Jaguar.
Yeah,
fan
yeah, exactly.
in New England. Like two of you would go to like a Jags bar
Yes.
somewhere.
No, dude. There's no Jags bar in Boston. Like I think Kendra, she goes out with all her friends' girlfriends, and I think she probably whatever bar she goes to requests them to put the Jags game on like the tiniest TV.
The
'cause
bartender's like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
Yes, exactly. So wait, we can cuss on the show.
Yes, we can.
Okay,
Okay.
fuck
All right,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God,
You
it
can
feels
breathe,
so good.
yes, let it go,
Okay,
let
all right,
it
yeah,
go.
good shit.
Yes.
Because there have been times I've gone out with like my wife and some friends. I'm like, hey, can we put the Jags game on?
And they're like,
they look at me like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, why?
And they find the smallest TV,
Yes, of
and I'm
course.
usually tucked away in a
Of course,
corner.
yes.
And they put the Jags game on there,
Yes.
especially the last few years. I haven't had a whole lot of guys who even been fantasy relevant.
Right.
Because with fantasy, you watch some of these garbage teams.
Sure.
Because you may
Yes.
have like their one or two good
Yes.
players on there. Jags haven't even really had that until now, baby.
All right, so take us through what your life has been like post legalization in Massachusetts, because look, I was there at Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm from Andover, Mass.
Oh,
And
awesome.
So I was there, went to Encore, walked around, watched it. I was like, okay, when this stuff happens, how on the ground, what is it like? What does it feel like?
The energy around the state, especially like social media and around our offices, all of my friends who love sports betting, it was off the charts, like the energy.
Yeah.
And I heard Encore was absolutely crazy. Haven't been since they legalized
Right,
it.
right.
I'm just waiting for when I could sit on my couch again.
Fire.
And they're firing up mobile sports betting
Next
on
month.
March 10th.
Oh, then you're
March
done.
10th. I think they just
Then you're
announced it.
done.
That's it right there.
Yes.
Like that's where especially like DK is going to just absolutely blow up.
You know what I do? I go home, Andover, Mass. I go 93.
Yeah.
I go to Route 1.
Oh my God,
and
93 is
Yeah.
hell. Like if there's a road to hell, it is 93. And Samir can back me up on that over
Fine,
here.
But I luckily get on it in the North Shore, not down by the city. But I get up, I go right to exit 1. I get off. I
Hell yeah.
I get right at the.
Hell yeah, brother.
I roll off. I make my bets on DraftKings, and then I go back around, wrap around, and go back to Massachusetts.
Yep.
The idea that I don't have to do that anymore. When
Yeah.
I go home, is going to be game changing.
Yeah, it's true. And like as employees of DraftKings, we are legally not allowed to use the DraftKings like sports book. So we can't bet there if it's in like one of the casinos. We cannot use the app. So even when it does like start up, I mean, I'm gonna have to go over to a competitor.
Right.
And like I would much rather give the money to my company, but I get it.
No,
It's legal stuff.
Yeah.
That shit is so far above my head. I just do what I'm told, man, because I love my fucking job.
Yeah. Oh,
You should. You do a great job with it.
You do a really good job with it. You're in the crucible up there. The show's called Bostonian versus the book.
Sorry.
We named it that because he's from Boston in the book.
I
right?
get
It's
it.
right,
I
right,
get
yeah.
it. This, I'm
But
not
I
kidding
didn't
you.
know.
This is fucking really nice.
I didn't know that the fucking Bruins were going to be the best team in hockey and
Nobody-
the Celtics were going to be the best team in basketball.
It is.
What's it like up there on the ground every day? Because he's in my ear every day. He bets them every day.
Yeah.
The guys in the chat started a B's and C's parlay.
Dude.
Bruins and Celtics.
Dude, the other, like, a couple weeks ago, I think, like, the Bruins and the Celtics lost
Let's go.
on the same day.
Yes.
And it was the first time that
all year. Yes.
Like,
yes. All year. Yes.
my
It sucked, but it was one
calm
time.
down. I need you to breathe. Woo-saw, my sweet chinchilla.
Woosah.
Listen, when my wife and I moved up to Boston like 7.5 years ago, again, growing up in Florida, being around like, what do we have?
Chat guys are going
chat
Boston is
great
great
again.
again. They're going
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it's
the
true,
live
dude.
chat is electric on
It
the
was
show.
it was another fucking world when I moved
Is
up.
she a masker? Is she
No,
Boston?
my wife's from Buffalo. My wife's at Buffalo. Look at
How
you.
did that work?
Yeah, I know. Well,
Look
think
out.
about it. For the longest time, she and I have known each other forever. Almost been married 10 years. It's been the Bills and a Jaguars household with us. It's been really fucking sad. Like Sundays suck, dude. Sundays absolutely suck. It sucks so much.
In New England.
And my father-in-law was so sick and fucking tired of the Bills losing that for 3 Christmases in a row, and same thing with the Sabres, he's like, hey, for Christmas, I want like a Bruins sweater, or I want like a Patriots beanie. Crossed over, dude. Crossed over. But now I'm like, yo, Dan, you can cross back over.
No.
Because it's fine. I get it. He suffered long enough. Can you imagine your team going to 4 Super Bowls and not winning a single fucking one?
No.
I
Can
can
you
'cause I
imagine?
watch
He
him.
reminds the Buffalo
Yeah, all the
guys
time.
all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
I just say zero.
Yeah.
When they talk, I just say zero.
But I'm telling you, dudes, when we first moved up here to Boston, like I had in our first 3 years, I had like 3 parades. And I'm like, this is like what it is like. And then like talking to everyone out there up and down Boylston, millions of fucking people show up.
Oh, my God, it's
And I'm like,
crazy.
this is so cool.
Duck
and all of you
boats and
guys
all that shit.
are so spoiled. There are literally kids who like,
My brothers are 29 and 26.
I hate them already. I hate them
Okay.
already.
They've seen. They don't understand what I suffered through. I'm 45.
Yeah.
They have no idea what the
They have no
80s and 90s were like.
Yeah.
All they know is
we win.
We win everything. Like
We
right?
just
Like
win.
we just win
Yeah.
everything, right? We win. You know, we go every year. One of the 4 teams will be in the championship,
Yes.
and most likely they're going to win it.
Yeah.
I mean, most likely they're going to have it. As a analyst, do you ever just bet against them just because? I'd find that very frustrating. Just
Yeah,
tell them to shut up.
I mean, to bet against like Patriots and Boston teams?
Yeah.
No. Why would you ever do that when all
Why
they
would
fucking
you?
do is win?
Tell
don't
him
you
that.
don't you want to like
So
make money?
annoying.
It's like
I've
right
come to
now
the
you'd be
Celtics.
insane to bet against the Celtics, man. You'd be insane to bet against the Bruins. And there's a team in there
Yeah.
at the top of its league every night winning either a basketball game or a hockey game, you know, with like the
It's
occasional
Yes.
little concert squeezed in there.
Now, I have to ask you about Carabas a little bit. How much time have you spent with our friend Jared?
I've spent quite a bit of time with Jared. No, like
That's
how-
where we met
how-
at the All-Star game in L.A.
Yeah,
He was doing
like-
the shows with Perrault.
like real talk. I know like outside of Red Sox Nation, like
I
he's
love
got
Jared.
he's got that rivalry with Yankees fans, and you know a lot of people like to give him shit. They know the passion like he has for baseball. But real talk, like he and his whole old co-host on Section 10 with Steve Perrault.
Yep. My
You
last
know-
name, by the way.
Is it?
Same last name.
Same last name.
Not
Okay,
related.
No related.
Not related.
Well,
Not related.
you should tell people you're related. It's a good thing.
I know Steve.
But
so
like
yes.
you know the Boston market too. Like
Oh,
if you're if you weren't born and raised there, it's like you come in, they either eventually start to embrace you or they chew you up and spit you out.
Yep.
Like media, and same thing for fucking athletes
Yeah,
there
for
as
sure.
well. But Jared and Steve were both so fucking kind to me.
Good.
When I came in, helped me like get introduced to like fans of different teams,
Nice.
and said, "Hey, let's give this guy a shot." So I'll always be grateful for that. But Jared is a fucking hilarious dude, and he's been a great addition to our DraftKings team,
Hell yeah.
especially baseball season, dude. Like
The
the guy
Rocket.
knows his shit. He's so well connected, and he's a damn good teammate. Like when he comes to the office,
Nice. Right.
he's just fun to be with,
Awesome.
That's great to hear, and that's, I'm a big
Can't
fan
say
of
the
his.
same thing about Edlo, though, right?
man. Oh
Like
no, Edlo's a
that's
piece of shit.
Yes,
He's a piece of
he
shit.
is. I mean, this is what he does.
Yes,
to him.
he's
he
a
does.
He's
He
a
does
piece
to
of
him.
shit.
Yeah, well,
He-
tell him. Yeah, go ahead.
for years, because like
Just
the
tell him. This is great.
winter
Yeah.
time, I rock shorts a lot still around Boston. I'm that guy because I run hot.
Okay.
I
you-
run hot.
Oh, you do?
So I'm rocking shorts. I maybe have like a light jacket on, even if it's like 20, 30
Oh,
degrees.
my gosh.
And so Jules, his joke for years has been like, "You're a homeless dude. Like you live on a bench, like
He does
you know,
tell
or
me
out
all
of a
the time.
van down by the river." And I'm like, "Jules,
I
you're such a
love him.
piece of shit."
Yes. I
love
and he
Julian.
knows it though.
Oh.
But Jules, I tweeted about the Cheez-Its.
Okay.
Whether and it's
Yes,
extra
dude.
toasty.
Do you see,
I mean,
do you
it's no
see what
question.
happens
That-
when you?
And he said, this guy, he comes in the thread
Yeah.
and he says, Emerson picks up the Cheez-Its off the office floor. That's what he does.
Dude.
And I was like, wait a second.
I will eat food off the floor if it's. I'm a big believer in 5-second rule, dude. I don't like to waste food. Last night,
Amen.
Last
That's
night
good.
we're at the bar at the hotel.
Yeah.
French fry hits the floor. I go immediately down, grab the French fry, and I fucking eat it.
Okay.
Dude, I
So-
just
That's
like
fine.
it's super quick.
I didn't like
See,
the way Jules came
if you
at
Yeah,
want-
thank
but
you.
see,
And
I
I appreciated
Yeah.
you stepping up in that
Thank you.
situation and
See,
letting him know what
absolutely.
a fraud he is.
But see, we called Jules soft on the air.
He is soft,
And
and he's physically soft too.
He got very mad at us and very angry because we called him soft because he was angry about the heat. And he came
Yeah,
to
he said it's too
Wait,
hot.
well, if any, like, we have a couple analysts come on our show like daily, and they're always like, "Don't stop betting on the fucking heat. You know, you shouldn't be betting on the heat, man. Like, what are you doing?"
Well, he came to Vegas and he had to go home because it was too hot for
It
him.
came out for Summer League. It's July in
was mad.
Vegas, E. It's 115. He goes, I don't know how you people do this. It's hot.
It's
It's
hot.
the desert.
We're like, you're soft.
Julian.
He's out there like working for us. It's a great fucking job. You're
Yes.
in Vegas
Yes.
covering Summer
Yes.
League, and he loves that shit because he loves college basketball so much. And I said,
Right.
"Bro, all of your tweets and all of your updates on social
Bitching.
media have been about you sweating and bitching and sweating through your shirt." And I said, "Dude, no one gives a fuck about that."
We tried to tell him. We took him to dinner. We
Yep.
hung out with him. I drove him around. All this. I said, stop bitching.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
cares?
yeah. I said,
Thank
hand
you.
out fucking winners.
Amen.
That's what
all-
dudes
that's what
and
you do.
dudettes
Yes.
want.
That's it.
Amen to that. That's a lot of fun. All right, so what are you looking at for the game on Sunday? Do you have any thought plays, picks?
Let's see. All I want are the Chiefs to win because the Chiefs beat my Jags a few weeks ago. It should be the Jags in the fucking Super Bowl.
I love that.
It really should be.
I
the,
had a 45-1 ticket on that. I
dude.
love
It
that.
should be the
Lord.
Jags in the Super Bowl, and let me tell you why. For some reason, we had blitzed Mahomes about. I say we. I shouldn't act like I'm part of the team. But I say the Jags blitzed Mahomes like.
That's a
seven-
Boston thing.
Yeah, I know.
You've
I
now
know.
taken the Boston
So they-
really to heart.
Yeah, you fuckers are growing on me.
That's
They
what we
blitz
do.
Mahomes
We say
like,
we.
dude, they blitzed Mahomes like 7-8 times like before that injury, right? And it happened what? Late first quarter or some shit for the
Yeah,
Chad
yeah,
Henne
yeah,
revenge
yeah.
drive, the 98-yard drive.
yeah.
After he came back in with the injury, the Jags blitzed him like 3 times. And I knew he
Yeah.
was getting rid of the ball like super quick, but bro, put some fucking pressure on
Right.
them. And then on offense, they got so conservative, man.
Scared.
They got
They
so
got
scared.
scared.
That's
They
exactly
did.
what
They
happened
got-
in 2017 AFC title game against the Patriots, man. And Miles Jack like was not down.
Right.
So for me, without
Never forget.
without like
It's all
a real rooting interest
back.
like in this game, I just want to see the Chiefs win so I can be like, see fuckers,
See?
like the Super Bowl
That's it.
champs beat us,
Right.
and we should have beat the Super Bowl champ. Just like my alma mater UCF. We are 2017 national champions.
According to who?
Oh, UCF.
According to the NCAA rulebook, bro, we are
They're
listed
undefeated,
under
bro.
listed under Alabama
yeah.
as co-champions in the official NCAA rulebook.
But you do know the NCAA doesn't declare a champion in college football, right?
Dude, go back, look at the fucking
I
rulebook.
I look at it.
All right?
I know for a fact the NCAA does
No
not
way, dude.
declare a national
No,
champ. There
dude,
is no
it is a
NCAA.
real
UCF.
thing.
There is no
It is a
national
real
champ.
thing.
No, it's not. You guys put it up on your side of your bill.
Oh, it's beautiful. The banner, the big ass banner.
it
It's
is-
on the
it
on
is-
Bright House Network
It's
Stadium.
the
Yeah.
weirdest. It's the weirdest thing for a school from Florida to ever put up because you know
Dude.
that Alabama fans come down there and go like, "Really, dude?"
It triggers
Really?
so many
Oh,
dudes I work
God,
with,
it's
including
so
soft
man.
ass Julian.
Oh,
like they
man.
can't stand it.
Oh.
They can't
I love
stand
it.
it.
Oh my goodness gracious! All right, my
Yeah,
friend.
yeah. And we'll see how many catches Travis Kelce has.
Where are you watching the game?
So I have no idea right now. So here's the thing. Monday through Friday, we've been here. We're working all day.
Right.
You guys been working your ass
Yeah.
off too. And then my wife's like, all right, time for you to come home because I can't handle the 2 dogs. I can't walk them by myself. It's fucking cold, yada, yada, yada. I said, babe, I got tickets to Fine Around the Waste Management on Sunday.
Hello.
Saturday, tomorrow, I
Hello?
have no plans.
Ooh.
I want to sit outside, which is kind of chilly. I didn't expect
Kinda.
it.
Yeah.
It's
A little bit.
I said I
windy,
need sun, I
so,
need
yeah.
some sun
Little
because
bit.
like we're not only indoors, but we're still in a fucking basement.
are.
But you also live in a place where the sun's a foreign concept.
Yeah,
The sun in Boston does not show.
and it's been a shitty winter with that. Like, are you still living out of like Massachusetts?
No,
he's
I'm
in
in
Vegas.
Vegas.
He's in
Okay.
Vegas.
Oh,
I like
you
the
son
sun.
of a bitch.
I see
You're
the
both
sun
lucky.
350,
Yeah.
345 a year.
times a year.
So I don't really have any plans tomorrow because I'm getting hammered tonight.
Yeah, baby.
I'm getting hammered tonight.
Scottsdale?
We're talking about doing karaoke.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Bro,
text me. We
Yes.
might show
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
baby.
because, hey, I've told you multiple times I want to have beers with you
we're
outside
coming.
of like
we're
work
coming.
and shit.
Yeah, if we're coming.
And then
Yeah, that'd be
Sunday,
great.
Waste Management till like Champions Crown, 4 o'clock or so.
Yeah.
Like,
The chat wants us to have a Massachusetts meetup with you.
yeah, let's fucking do it.
Oh my
Hey, I'm
God,
dead
that's
serious,
a
man.
great idea.
When we go home, I'll go home with the Emerson.
I would love it. Let's go to Encore. They still have the
Oh,
Shake Shack there, right?
Oh my God, yes, my favorite. Good. Now I like you a lot even more. He's a,
I'm fucking hungry. We have pizzas coming here.
In and
pretty
out,
soon.
in and out in Vegas. Everyone thinks it's great. I'm like, really, you guys?
Yeah, I mean,
it's
listen,
all
it's
good.
right.
It's
I mean,
okay.
Burgers are burger until you get a really good fucking burger, and then you're like,
yeah,
that's a really
that's
good fucking burger.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Guys, thanks for letting me swing
Thanks
by,
for
man.
having
Y'all
me.
are
It was
awesome.
so fun.
Awesome,
Thank you
man.
so much.
Thank you.
I'll see you at home
Yeah,
for sure.
you got it,
Nice
Mr.
job.
Perrault.
How do you
That's
say it again? Emerson
Emerson Latzia.
Latzia.
Let's
Latzia.
go, baby.
I don't even wanna
I love you, and I love
spell
the
it
chat.
again.
Tell
Yeah.
the chat they're fucking awesome for hanging out, watching the
phenomenal.
show. This show's kick ass.
Find
dude.
him on DraftKings and all that other stuff. We see
Yeah.
you on TV with the
Yes, we
commercials.
do.
Yeah,
You're
that's
killing
right.
it.
That's right,
Makes
baby.
Me smile
That's
every
right.
time.
Yeah, I'm thinking about you every
I
time.
love it. See you
All right,
later.
love you guys.
Good
See you,
stuff,
chat.
man. That's
Oh,
Emerson.
man,
Good job
that's
in
awesome.
DraftKings joining us. Sports
He's
Grid.
tremendous.
Look, thank you so much for everything, Sports Grid. This was a lot of fun being here. We'll be back in Vegas on Monday for another episode of BVB. For the chat, don't move. We got more to come here from Phoenix. That was fun.
Yeah, he's a wild man.
That's fun. That was.
I got
enjoyed that.
got to sit and talk to him and Jared briefly, but Steve Buchanan and him
Yeah.
off the air a little bit in LA. And
I
I
just
was like, yeah, we're gonna get him on the show
Yeah.
at some point because he's just that guy, one of those guys.
I
who-
think the Carrabba story for me is what is so sweet because I love workers, and no one has worked harder than that kid. He was a blogger for free at 16 years of age. He told everybody, I'm going to be a Red Sox beat writer. I'm going to cover the team. They told him he was crazy, and he never listened to anybody, and he worked his ass off. And he got to Barstool, and he did he changed Barstool, did some incredible work for them, and then DraftKings came and grabbed him and put him on their baseball coverage. And, even when the Red Sox suck, he's right there talking baseball and breaking stories, and he's got incredible connections in Major League Baseball. And never played, and he played like he called himself. He joked around. He played baseball for Saugus High, like not a huge.
What's that?
Saugus High School, like
Saugus. What is that?
Saugus is a town.
It's in Massachusetts.
Mass, yeah, it's a Mass town.
Saugus.
Saugus, yeah.
How do you even spell that?
Saugus.
Saugus. Saugus.
Saugus.
Okay. All right.
So that's where he just kicked everyone's ass at breaking stories. He was breaking stories better than the beat writers from the Boston Globe. So I have mad respect for Jared Carrabba. I love the kid. I think I love the story. I love the hustle and what he's turned himself into. And DraftKings was smart to grab him. So that was fun.
DraftKings has the biggest set this year, right? The
Yes.
most elaborate with the
Yes.
things and stuff. I got to give Farrah credit right now.
Yep.
And you and set this up. The two of you did it. I just showed up as it was almost all done.
He's a talent.
I literally have become the talent. It's terrible. But when Emerson sat down and was like, this is legit. Like, did you see what he said? He's like, you guys sound fucking great. Like,
Yeah.
and you got lights and you got he's over there on the most elaborate set. And he sat down and that was his first reaction. So that's another testament to like
what we've done here.
We're going, boys.
Yeah. What we're doing.
We're going home, not just this weekend, but this shit next year. is in our house.
I can't wait.
I can't fucking wait.
365 countdown
Oh,
starts now.
my God.
I mean, literally starts now to when we'll be live on Radio Row. And there's going to be, oh, my God.
Yes.
The man, the
Yes.
myth, this dude just
We've been
walked.
waiting for him.
Get your,
Oh,
oh,
you
shut
have
up.
6
Sit
minutes.
down. Count
That's
for
fine.
2 seconds.
Sit down for 6 minutes.
You're tight
I
on
need
time.
6 minutes.
I-
Did he just big time us?
He just like I'm tight on time.
He's
One
tight on
Mr.
time.
Todd Furman
Oh
is
my
going
God.
to be stopping
Put my
by.
glasses on
The
for this shit.
man himself
God.
coming by to have a conversation. So we appreciate this because sit down.
Oh,
just
man.
put the thing on. Sit down. Hello.
They let everybody in here these
Oh
days.
my gosh.
I remember when this used to be a prestigious event. You had to get credentials. They did background checks.
That's
Now
true.
Sharapan comes in here wearing 37 different colors, goes through 42 wardrobe changes a day like he's
right.
sharing these shows.
Pretty much.
What the hell are those sunglasses? You're lucky Matt likes you and lets you on air with those things.
I am not Sunny.
Tyreek Hill
I'm
gave
not
me
Sunny,
these.
by the way.
These are the Soul Runner line of sunglasses and clothing.
He goes-
Tyreek Hill. I happened to show up down on the strip for Pro Bowl week, going to look for something, and I run into a pop-up shop, the Tyreek Hill, and they're like, "Dude, what do you do?" And all I was doing was
Wait,
wearing a
the,
hat.
the better question is, what was the answer? When he goes, what do you do? What do you tell him you do? I'm dying to know this because we can tell your wife as well, and we'll see what she's got to say.
Oh, she
Jessica
thinks
would be
I'm
like,
completely full of shit.
Yeah, well,
Yes,
she-
absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
and
the truth.
she's right.
That's the
So-
God's honest truth.
Yeah,
so
I
respect
know.
her.
So that's fine. But I told him I do some media stuff, and I showed him the Twitter. You came up. You have all these followers. So he's like, "You know him?" I said, "Yes," and I know him, and I know him. They said, "Here's the glasses. Go wear them on Radio Row."
Wow.
So I got an endorsement deal, and I'm getting close.
Matt, did you know when you guys started this show that you were going to be sitting next to a social media influencer here? The
Did
next,
not.
the
That
next
I
thing
did
that
not. The hat thing has morphed into a whole fucking
Yeah,
different
the,
world.
the hat thing is a shtick, and I'm
Yes.
fine with that. I
He
like
went-
that.
He
And-
went on MLB Network today looking like this.
Yeah.
With those glasses on.
They loved it. Billy Ripken couldn't stop.
We're on MLB Network.
Couldn't
We-
stop.
right?
I'm telling you,
It's
he
the,
couldn't
de-
stop.
it's the degradation of sports media, right
I
here.
know.
The embodiment.
Oh, believe me,
The-
I'm the one doing it.
You know we're cutting.
What the fuck is he talking
You know
about?
we're cutting this off. If a
Why?
company calls up and they go, "Hey, Dave, we really want you to showcase our line of board shorts, and we're going to take
Oh,
you to a
no.
photo. We're going to take you to a photo
See my
shoot."
calves? I can
Oh.
do it from the
No,
lower
no, no, no,
lower
no.
This is-
body
this-
down.
no,
That's
No,
all
no,
right.
no.
It's
It's loud.
unbelievable.
People just ask. I just say he likes to being loud. That's it. It's just.
It's it. I just can't help it. I can't help it.
poor
I've been
wife.
trapped in sports books for 20 plus years doing this shit, and now we can come out and talk about it and
No.
tell the stories about where we've been.
No, that's fair. And I will just say one thing. I mean, when you're in that sports book culture, you got to wear a suit and you got to wear a tie. You have to
Yeah.
wear,
Oh,
relatively bland
So
colors
stuff.
because everybody is cookie cutter in terms of the way that they go about it. So if this is how you're choosing to express yourself as you go through this midlife
Thank
crisis or whatever you call it,
Yeah.
then
He's so good.
I
He
guess-
is one of the best of
whatever
all time.
I guess
I'm dropping it in.
I guess we just all play along with all of it. If you get the dagger in, Matt, you're definitely going to twist
Oh,
it.
yeah,
You're just not putting it in
No,
and pulling it out.
you gotta
You put it
turn.
in and you twist and turn.
We went around to sports books here in Phoenix, and I think Dave wants me to see it because sometimes we forget who we're talking to because in Vegas we get such a rush about the books being filled or like a circus sports sized book, right?
You go roll a bowling ball through most of these books, huh?
Oh my! We saw a book last night that was in the corner. There were two people working at it.
Those are the books
It
you
was the
grew up
old
working.
Lord- I was going to say it was the
Yes.
old Leroy's
Yes.
at Golden Gate.
Yeah.
You remember that one in the
Yep.
corner?
I
There was
asked-
two windows.
Did they at least have
And
the LED boards?
They
or they
did.
Had,
They
okay.
did. They
But
had LED boards.
I said,
but
how many bets do you take a day over the counter? She said 50.
50.
5-0.
5-0.
Which is
Total.
still 45 more than they used to take at the Tropicana book in their league. So, I mean, they're working a little bit, but no, we did a live remote at a book that's a partner for one of the media entities that I work for, and we did it on an off night. And people were angry that we were doing this kind of thing and talking because we were interrupting their dinner.
Oh,
it's
my
a sports
gosh.
book
See,
slash
that's what I
restaurant.
mean. That's real, though.
But I get it. And you know what? We had fun with it as things went on. And look, it was around a sporting event. It was adjacent to a major venue here in town. And, when those games are going, it's going to be a lively atmosphere. But for a Thursday night football game, even one that involved a local team, it wasn't a must-stop destination by any stretch of the imagination. You don't get that foot traffic that you otherwise would. And we've talked about it. Like, if you're running a book out at, the Washington Commander Stadium, how busy is that book going to be other than when you build the church on Easter Sunday?
Well, it's true because we went down to the book, well, I'll leave it nameless, but at the ballpark here.
Yeah.
Walked in. There were like 3 people in there, and then he had a backpack, and they said, you can't come in. We were like, okay.
Well, you are a security threat dressed like that.
I mean, I know.
You're a
I
full-blown
didn't
security
have
risk
this
here.
on, but I had the backpack, and he's like, sir, you can't bring that in. And I'm like, I would like to come in and show them the bets. And he's like, you can't come in with a backpack. And we left.
Yeah, well, that's,
it's just a different type of vibe.
But this is also why, like we've talked about, I'm sure you guys have on your show as well, ticket writers are going to be an obsolete position over the next couple of years. And this is unfortunately 100%. The way we're going.
Yep.
Because if I'm an operator and I have somebody writing 50 bets, I put a kiosk in there and go from there. And you know what? It's the most convenient way to say, we don't want to take limit bets. On the kiosk, we're only going to take 200. We're only going to take
industry.
I didn't say
right?
I didn't say it wasn't, but that's the fastest way to try and do it. If you don't put a card in, here's what you're going to be limited to. And that's why you have guys going out jamming the kiosks at 3 a.m.
We saw a digital craps table last night. And Dave, I had seen it at G2E.
Have you ever seen this?
Yeah, we saw it at G2E. They used to roll it out. Even back when I was at Caesars, they would roll out all the different products. They would take us through the explanation and say, hey, look, this is going to be what comes in this jurisdiction. This is what's coming here. And it was fascinating, but I just never understood the appeal. Now I see it everywhere.
Well, he hadn't seen it. He hadn't played it. But his first reaction was, they've killed 3 jobs.
There was no box guy, and there's no 2 guys. There's one stick guy. That's it.
That's it.
Not only are you saving money from a labor standpoint, you're able to churn a lot faster as well.
And track.
Exactly. There's nothing getting missed there.
No.
There were no chips, Todd.
No, it's all digital. I can't
put
even
money in the thing and touch the screen.
I can't even keep up with what's going on, but my eyesight's going, so I can't take shots at Dave much anymore.
I can't wait to get on the ice and just shoot
no
chance.
Your shoulder. And the reason
we're still doing this.
No chance.
Yes.
First off, no chance that's happening.
I'm taking Todd.
And the reason, I don't know about that. Trust me, I love to bet on myself, but I might not bet on myself there. No, we went to Dave and Buster's in Summerlin. Last week, and first off, I walk around and the oldest guy in there, it's like kids' birthday parties and everything else. Thankfully, I wasn't there by myself. That would be more embarrassing. But, my fiance is 10 years younger, so we play air hockey, and I told her after we played. No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
She's from Pittsburgh.
She's lovely. Hopefully she's not
from Pittsburgh.
Hopefully she's not out there listening.
And a Steeler fan.
She's lovely. We play air hockey, and I go, I can't track the puck. And that's when I went, I'm getting old as shit here.
So
like watching a yellow puck, being able to try and track it.
Looking at these
100%.
Yeah.
Watching updates, looking for key alerts, because there's nothing that's more important for us trying to figure out when a second teamer for UNC Wilmington is not going to be available on a Tuesday night.
He had me bet. I'm betting Youngstown State tonight. He has me betting on.
He said, "What do you do on a Friday night?"
Yeah.
He's aggravated because the NBA is unbettable.
It's unbettable.
It's hard.
I don't even follow it these days.
Right?
I'll watch in the playoffs.
That's impossible.
I'm an NHL guy, and Fridays are quiet for the NHL. So
he's become a huge hockey guy.
Attaboy.
The consistency of the NHL, especially the good teams, has been exceptional this year.
The players are at least out there for the most part. Last night a rare exception, but when Cale McCarr's missing a game or Jack Hughes, it's not because of load management.
Right.
It's because the dude got concussed because he caught a flying elbow skating across the middle.
But that's like Bergeron got hit in the face with a puck.
Oh,
okay.
Hockey players are caught from a different cloth.
He missed 2 shifts and played the next night.
I mean, I can show you a scar on my hand. This is Division III hockey. I took off my blocker to try and grab a puck that was in the crease.
Ow.
My defenseman steps on my hand. Thankfully, it missed the webbing, so I didn't have any nerve damage or anything else. About 7 minutes to go. I go in, stitch me up, and this is, again, Division III hockey. We're not talking top-tier plastic surgeons by any stretch. Stitch me up. At the first whistle in the third period, I'm back out there. I couldn't play the next day real well because I could barely hold my stick because my hand blew up like a sausage. But, yeah, I mean, you can see it right there, the skate right in the webbing.
Oh,
my
God.
Right in there.
Gracious.
It's a different level. I mean, to try and go out there.
But it makes it more, one, hockey's really fun to bet, but 2, it's just that consistency of the play where you have numbers and you have trends and you have stats. You can trust it. The NBA, you can't trust it.
It's a different handicap too, and that's part of the reason. Like, I never had a ton of success with baseball because I never got into the daily grind.
Yeah.
But it's the volatility, and you have to tell people that are doing it for the first time that, look, you're going to get goalied at some point. You're going to have a team that's got a 92% win probability, wins the shot battle with a +30 differential, and you're going to lose the game 1-0
or 2-1.
And it's why I respect guys that bet purely off of models that want to lay big favorites in the NHL. It's just something I won't do for just that reason. Yeah, I could make a game and I realize, hey, look, if I lay $2, there's still value if I make the game 280. I just don't want any part of it. I don't need some of that factoring in. It's why I spend a lot more time with totals, which are also fun to sweat when a team pulls a goalie with 6.5 minutes to go.
Yep, and that's happening more and more, and those are the frustrations. All right, for this game on Sunday, how do you approach it?
I told you guys I had 6 minutes. You guys got me on here for like 2.5 hours.
No, we're done. Last question. Last question.
I'm Boston Balls. You guys are family. And I think I still owe both of you lunch somewhere along the way.
At some point, yeah, we got to have
You ain't getting it today at the convention
No,
center.
I
can't afford these prices. I can't afford this.
I know.
It was $30 for 3 Gatorades in a bag of chips.
Yeah, they're getting everybody.
$30.
You know what? Apparently, media pays better than we thought. I'm still waiting for my payday.
I know, right?
But,
Exactly.
It is what it is.
Give us the Super Bowl
Sunday. What do you like?
31-23, Kansas City. It does come with the caveat that I have not bet the side, and I have not bet the full game total. So I played the first half over. 24 was my cap. 24.5. It's a slightly different handicap there. And for me, I wasn't quick enough on the trigger to grab Kansas City, even on a cheap buy. +3 like I should have. But the more I've dug into the game, it obviously feels like a coin flip, and people look, you guys know. You go, well, you got the underdog winning by 8 points. I go, doesn't mean I necessarily see value. I can see multiple paths for how the game goes. The biggest question, though, that I have in the handicap and what I keep coming back to, I'm not buying Philadelphia's defense just yet. These words may come back to haunt me Sunday afternoon, but when I look at the strength of schedule, I look at the opposing quarterbacks they've played, it leaves a little bit to be desired. I give an Andy Reid multiple weeks to figure this out. But from a football fan standpoint, it's as fascinating a game as I can remember, not just because what we're going to see on the field, but because I think there's a lot of general managers around the league that are watching going, do I want to invest in a franchise quarterback and pay him whatever he wants and fill my roster out with other players that I don't have to have a Tyreek Hill, I don't have to have a receiver making $20 million, or is my best path to success having a quarterback on a rookie deal who can do the things that are asked of him, and I surround him with superstars at every other position. So, I mean, we talk about it all the time.
I like it.
You're a Steelers fan, and you're about to get stuck in NFL purgatory because you'll figure out what you got in Kenny Pickett one way or another, but you better be on the top of the heap or at the bottom.
Why are we talking about the Steelers?
Well, the Patriots are there right now.
Yeah, exactly.
With Mac Jones is exactly where they are. They have a quarterback.
Patriots.
That's where they are. I mean,
don't just pick on Steelers.
He was a Pro Bowl quarterback in year 1, took a massive step backwards in year 2. The offense.
That's the situation, though, the Patriots created for themselves.
Correct.
Like, let's not let Matt Patricia come in there and start calling plays.
Correct.
But
Bill O'Brien coming back, we'll see what that looks like when they come on back. But they only have 2 years left on that rookie deal to figure that out. Is he the guy? Is Mac the guy? Do you pay him the 5th year on the deal or not?
Exactly. And my whole take is, unless you know you have the guy, draft a quarterback every year. Right. I don't care if it's a first round, second round, third round, fourth round. Keep drafting quarterbacks until you find your guy.
Wow.
And whether it's Tom Brady, whether it's Jake Haener,
person ever say
whether it's Malik Willis. I mean, you have to think outside the box and go.
The Niners did that.
Admit you're wrong. Hey, I drafted a guy. I'm wrong. I'm done. The same way we all went about dating back in the day. One date, you're out.
Niners.
Last question for me: the Bruins going to win the cup? Say no.
No.
Who is then?
I mean, do you trust? If I'm going into a best-of-7 series, you want to back Andre Vasilevsky, you want to back Linus Ullmark in the Eastern Conference semifinals.
Ullmark.
He's all in on these Bruins.
He's all in.
Vasilevsky's given up a bunch of goals. I think he's given up 5 goals 2 times in games this year.
And when the calendar flips to April, he's a different guy because he's wired differently.
The Bruins have
goalie,
4 lines.
Goalie, recognized goalie.
No, they are running deep.
Lines.
I like what they have on the blue line. Look, I mean, McAvoy and Hampus Lindholm are as hell of a pairing that you're going to find, and they can run through. But again, we've seen it in the NHL, and the Bruins are wired a little bit differently. I don't like when teams run away and can hide. You still want them playing meaningful hockey that's there. Yeah. The problem for the whole Atlantic Division, we can wave the white flag now. Boston's finishing 1.
Right.
Toronto's going to finish 2. Tampa's going to finish 3.
Right.
And Tampa's going to get last laugh. We don't care if we have home ice. We'll play you on the moon. If you're the Maple Leafs, we know we're going to beat you one way or another.
That's true. Yes, that's true.
And look.
Sorry, Toronto
that's
people. That's
true.
He's right again.
I mean, I got a piece of the Bruins at a good number, but it's not something that I'm necessarily making a case for them now. what I think is going to be fascinating to watch is the West.
Them
Amen.
over Edmonton right now is 50-1 on the exacta price. Boston over Edmonton. Boston over some other teams
Dallas.
in the West, like 35-1. There's some interesting things in the West.
I'm convinced that you're going to get some of these books to start hockey quinellas. That I get Boston, Edmonton, just get them to the finals together. I don't need to add the winner on top of it. You try to do is jack this theoretical hold through the roof for all your compatriots behind the counter here looking for bonuses.
I'm just saying.
No, the West will be fun, and I think that's the playoff race at the back of the East will be entertaining as hell for the next 30 games, and the West will be wide open to see which of these teams make moves. So
Penguins aren't making the playoffs, huh?
I think they still get in.
Do you really?
I think they'll find a way once Tristan Jarry
Are
comes
you just
back.
pandering to me, or do you really think they will?
When have I ever pandered to you?
You never have. I just wanted to make sure on the record.
I may pander to my wife that's a Penguins fan. But I'm not going to pander to you.
Oh, good. I feel better.
I think they'll find a way.
Sucks.
Well, Tristan Jarry hasn't been healthy.
True.
The bigger problem is the contract extension they gave to Jeff Carter. I mean, you guys have 6 guys on your forward groupings playing on your third and fourth lines that might be able to get regular burn for a Henderson Silver Knights. So
it's not good. Not good at
not
all.
the best
Todd,
state of affairs.
give folks where can they get your podcast? Where can they get your content? And you're starting to do
Which we've
too.
had 3 people sit down and mention your podcast on this show this week.
You guys,
swear to God,
you guys,
Bet the Board,
you
it's
guys
been
need
great.
you guys need guests with better judgment.
I know.
Bet the
I
Board,
like it a lot.
Bet the Board podcast is the best place to find it. You can actually, it's part of the Amazon and Wondery podcast network now, so you can find it there.
Excellent.
Trying to do things a little bit bigger and better than we have before, but all your favorite podcast platforms that are there. CBS Sports HQ, if you're looking for more Super Bowl coverage, later today we'll be out at Hants Park, and then we'll do a bunch of content tomorrow, long prop show.
Nice.
And then Sunday pregame, and actually started a new little project earlier this week, hockey.
Congratulations.
So
Lauren is a friend of ours.
That's friend of the show.
Yeah.
I won't tell her what she really said about you, Dave. She goes, you know that Dave Sharapan? No, Lauren's been great to work with. One of the hardest working people, and I can see that already. But looking forward to that Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Can't wait to watch.
Talk a little puck
with Lauren Bajari. Good stuff. Thank you for coming by. We owe you. Thank you.
A pleasure. You guys don't owe me
Great
anything. Thank you for everything you guys are doing, and thank you for doing the Lord's work. Because you got to put up with this shit every day.
It's all fun,
every
man.
damn day.
Every day we do it.
This jacket is something special.
It really is.
This jacket is
but
something
Dave
special.
is too, so it's all good.
So enjoy the rest of the time here, guys. You guys
too,
here
man.
through Sunday? Or
I leave the second this show is over. We pack up. I get the hell out of Dodge.
I'll text you.
Yeah, he's
I'll
around.
find you
He's
later.
around.
Lucky me. We're gonna block the number right before I get off air.
See
We're gonna
you,
block the
mother.
number.
I'm going home.
All right, boys. Have
Later,
fun.
man. Appreciate it.
We got to bring in Samir real quick.
One more guest.
One more
to end the closer. We'll bring in the closer.
Samir.
Samir coming in to close out BVB live from the Super Bowl. Year 2. Thanks,
See
Todd.
you.
Year 2 coming to a
Sit
close.
down, sir.
All right, fellas. How we doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Hanging
I've
in
never
there,
met you.
know?
I'm Matt.
Matt Samir.
Nice to meet you, man.
Very nice
So,
to meet you.
tell everybody, look at that camera, tell them who you are, what you do, and what your social media is.
Absolutely. So I am Samir Darouk. I work at DraftKings, work on all the video and audio content. I am the producer for Unreasonable Odds. So I know you guys are buddy with Steve and Julian.
He's Steve and Julian's producer.
Oh my!
Yeah.
So I've heard a lot about you, Matt.
I'm sorry.
I've never had the opportunity.
I'm sorry.
I know. I'm sorry for myself too.
He
But,
has a
we're
unique
here.
position too in all of this. He went to Pitt.
Okay.
I did.
And lived in Pittsburgh. And
Okay.
now lives in Boston.
Yes, sir. And
so he upgraded.
And you know, don't laugh at his joke.
Listen,
what the fuck? I brought you. Stop. Pittsburgh's better than Boston. Yes
It is
or no?
not. Don't even lie.
Tell the truth.
I
There's
have
no way.
soft spots for both cities in my heart. I'm not going to hold one against the other. I really enjoyed my time in Pittsburgh. I'm never going to say anything negative about it.
But
I
like
love
Boston.
Boston's home. I grew up
Hey,
in. I was born in Boston. Grew up around the area.
Where?
Well, I was born in Brighton actually.
Very nice.
Yeah, I lived in Newton for a little while.
Look at
then
you.
actually went up to southern New Hampshire. So that
Where?
93 Londonderry.
Londonderry. Yeah, I'm
Yep.
sorry. It's a boring town, but it's okay.
Yeah, but you can use DraftKings in Londonderry.
You can.
So,
That's very true.
Oh, man.
Londonderry is kind of akin to I would say London is like Summerlin. That would be
What's wrong with that?
It's
You
boring.
live in summer.
I know it's boring. Londonderry is
It's
boring.
You love
lot
where
of
you live,
apples.
and it's
A lot of
boring.
apples if you
lot
like
of
apple
apples.
picking.
Yeah,
Have you done apple picking?
Of course
Oh,
he has.
I grew up in Londonderry.
See?
I've done
Of course
multiple
he has.
apple
This
pickings.
is a thing.
Oh, there's like
He doesn't
5,
get
6
this.
orchards in the town, man.
See? I told him in the fall we go apple picking.
It's a
date,
thing.
It's a date thing. It's a
Yup,
big thing. He was like,
absolutely.
really?
And then they do pumpkins in the fall, and then in the
Yeah.
spring there's a strawberry thing. You can go do pick strawberries off the bush.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
Welcome to
don't even know who the two
Welcome
are.
to New
I don't
England.
even know who the two of you are.
This is how
We
it
go
goes.
This
apple
is
picking.
New England. This is what we do.
That's how
All
it
right,
goes.
that's
Cider
fine.
donuts in the fall, apple
Are
picking.
cider donuts good?
Oh,
They are. They're phenomenal.
They're fucking
But
phenomenal.
you got to eat them hot.
Amen to that.
They
Amen
have
to that.
to come right off, and that's
100%. Yes.
absolutely.
When they're cold and they get hard, they suck.
yeah,
They're like hockey
not
pucks.
ideal, and they're super dry. But when
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
up-
yeah.
fresh off the whatever
Amen.
they make them, yeah. the
Now I
oven-
gotta go. Now I gotta go home and get cider donuts.
Right?
Damn. Now I'm hungry. Now I want to go get that.
Oh my God.
It's
I
good
didn't
stuff.
know
true.
this. This
What
all
is,
true.
from your perspective,
Sure.
what is New England, what is Boston, what is Mass like now that legality has come and there's betting in the state?
Oh, people were hungry for it.
Right.
People
So
are.
it's
excited.
real, like because
Oh, yeah.
we've been talking about it. We've been watching the legislation. You're on the ground.
Sure. Yeah.
There's a buzz.
There's
people are like,
absolutely
let's go.
a buzz. I mean, look at all the states in New England that have legal sports betting. They're all the ones that surround Massachusetts.
Right.
So everybody's been fleeing
Yeah.
to those places to place their bets.
And no one wants to go to New Hampshire or Connecticut.
They
ever.
they really
Ever.
don't. I mean,
Ever.
not. They really don't.
Ever.
But
no, he's right.
So
ever.
we have a discussion all the time. He bashes the state of Connecticut
okay.
every single chance he gets.
Okay.
Is it as bad as advertised? Like from a Massachusetts guy, he says Connecticut is inconsequential, is boring,
Drive through
is
state. No
the
one
drive
wants to
through
be
state.
from there.
I think that's fair.
No
I
one wants
think,
to live there. See,
I think
it
people from the eastern side of the state are like, I'm kind of more of a Massachusetts person than I am
See,
Connecticut.
I
And then
told
from
you.
the west, they're like, I'm more
from
New York. Yeah.
See, and I said, cut
It's true.
I said, cut the fucking thing in half and go 49 states. We don't need Connecticut.
Well, here's the thing. So my brother went to college at Wesleyan University, which
Nice.
is in the smack middle of the state. It's actually, the town is
Yeah.
called Middletown because it
Yes,
is
that's
between
right.
both Boston and New York
Okay.
and between Hartford and New Haven. It is smack in the middle.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Really. And even people from there are like, I don't know.
Ah,
I don't know where I want to
can
be
swear.
from. It's not here.
You can swear. No one wants to be from fucking
Nobody
Connecticut.
wants to be from fucking Connecticut.
No one
That's
wants
what
to
he
Listen,
says all
Connecticut
the
has
time.
charm. It has some of the
It
stuff.
does?
If you don't want to go all the way up to New
No.
Hampshire, or
I said that Connecticut is the creation of Karen.
Why?
Karen was
I-
created in Connecticut.
I understand.
Oh,
I understand where you're coming
man.
from.
She was
I completely understand.
created, I mean, the number of pastel color polo shirts.
Sure.
I mean, it's just like
These Connecticut
Vineyard.
people all the time.
I love
They
Vineyard.
love it. They
I-
love the chat's going crazy. They love it.
I love Vineyard Vines,
Yep.
but like Connecticut keeps that company in business, and it should have gone out of
Oh.
business a long time ago.
Yeah, you're either Hamptoning or
Yes.
you're Vineyarding
Oh.
or you're trying to Nantucket. That's what
Yeah.
Connecticut is there for.
And
It's
they
it's a launch to go to
Yes,
one of
to
those
go
three
somewhere
places.
else.
Yeah.
No one wants to stay there. Get the
Right.
fuck out. And,
All
and Hartford is the ugliest city in America.
Okay.
There's no debating that.
All right. That's fine.
It's
Cement everywhere.
The Connecticut people have all left the chat, so that's
fine.
I'm
fine.
sorry.
They can.
That's
They-
great.
You have
No,
a
no,
good
that's okay.
college basketball team.
the
Sometimes.
Connecticut
Do
hate-
they?
No, they
Sometimes,
don't.
not really.
No, Creighton's going to
Sometimes.
beat
How
the
good
shit
is
out of
Pitt
UConn
playing,
tomorrow.
by the way?
It's exciting, man. It's been a while. I'm a little surprised that Capel's still there, but I'm glad he's here now.
Right.
It took
Right.
5-6 years, whatever, how long he's been there, but
Did you go to games when they were good? Like,
so
were
I
you
did. I actually
It's a
worked
fun
for
place.
the team my sophomore through senior year. I was
okay.
on the video production staff there. So I was there. My freshman year was when Steven Adams was a freshman.
Okay.
So I caught them on the
Ah.
tail end of the Big East entering the ACC. So
Okay.
Nice.
they were at the end of being relevant.
Right.
They had
very
made
cool.
the tournament his last year.
Right.
And then they had their first ACC season, and it was kind of a gut check. And that was
And
like
that was-
Jamie
yeah.
Dixon's falling out and all
Right,
of that.
right,
So
right.
I experienced
Okay.
all of that.
All right.
Very cool.
I saw the basketball team go down, and I saw the football team come up. So
Nice.
Okay.
All right, you get the last word on the Super Bowl. We are
We've
wrapping our
talked
week.
to
Wow,
people.
okay.
We are wrapping
You've
everything.
been over there
Oh
producing.
yeah, I've seen both teams. I've been to the media availabilities. What do you guys want to know?
So you get the last call. Who is winning on Sunday?
I think I gotta go Kansas City here.
Wow.
Do you really?
I actually want the Eagles to win. I have going to Pitt.
Yeah.
A lot of my really good friends
Yeah,
are
from
Eagles
Phi-
fans.
right,
They're
yeah.
from just outside of Philly, which
Right.
is a 4-hour radius outside the city of
Right.
Philadelphia.
Right.
much,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, he's right about that. Everybody says it.
Yeah.
He's right. You could be from Pittsburgh. That's South Philly.
It's South
Yeah.
Philly.
Yeah. West
No,
Philly.
he's not.
Yeah.
It's
That's great.
100%
It's
true. And
ridiculous.
I'm rooting for the Eagles. I have a vested interest
Okay.
from my friends
Right.
to root for the Eagles.
Right.
But if Patrick Mahomes is within 10 points in that fourth quarter, I don't think
You don't want against them.
I wouldn't want to play.
How about the total? You leaning over or under? It's 51 pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, I was
right now.
looking at it before I got on here. 51 is a little high for me. I think this is the thing. Like, I think Kansas City can pull their weight and put up enough points to, try and get them there. But I don't think Philly has played. I don't know. It's tough for me. I don't know. Philly's defense is good, but Patrick Mahomes, man, he's it. Like, just coming off the MVP too. Their wide receivers, they say they're all right, and from seeing them, talking to them, it doesn't look like their injuries are going to be. This is the game. If you're going to step up and play.
Was this your first media week?
This was for the Super Bowl. Yes.
For the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Wow. What did you think? What do you think of all this? How do you explain it to someone who's not in the space? We got a lot of people watching and have been interested to hear about Media Week and
what. Have you ever been to like a career fair or a college fair? That's kind of the setup.
Yes.
Here.
This is the Final Four for media.
Yes, absolutely. It's the Super Bowl of media.
College coaches go to the Final Four looking for work.
Yep.
Media here doing the same thing.
Yep.
This is our Final Four.
100%.
Yep.
Okay.
And you have reporters from all over. It's not exclusively
right.
domestic. I'm standing there. We got guys from Mexico, guys from Germany, a lot of guys from Germany because they're playing the game there next year.
Right.
You speak German?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I do not. I speak Spanish.
You do?
See?
Oh, muy bien.
¿Qué tú quieres?
Muy bien. Okay.
Oh, geez, stop it, Dave. Please stop it. Don't
It's
have
very bad. My Spanish.
Yes, really just don't have teaching Spanish.
What? Not too much Spanish spoken in Yinsburg, but
you Yinzers, all you Yinzers.
No, it's its own language though. It's a love language, and it's a love language.
I'm learning about the Yinzers.
Damn right. Have you been?
To what, Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pennsylvania. I've been to Philly a lot more than I had Pennsylvania, but
I'm sorry.
To Pittsburgh. I love Philly.
Yeah?
I like the Eagles on Sunday. I love Pittsburgh. I love Philly. Boston and Philly have a kindred spirits because we both fucking hate New York.
Yeah, they do.
So like we all like
they're both angry. They're both very passionate about their sports bases.
And we split. We went 1-1 with each other, so we have mutual respect in the Super Bowls. And so
certainly,
I'm very much going, as you can tell, the Italian stallion stuff today. So
there you go. I see it now.
Thank you for coming in. Give folks your socials once again so they can follow you.
I appreciate it. I'm at Samir Daouk, just my full name, SAMIR DAOUK. Follow Unreasonable Odd, no S.
Yes. Unreasonable Odd,
because
no S.
Julian can't count, so he didn't realize that the full podcast wouldn't fit in the Twitter handle.
That's awesome.
Yes.
But Unreasonable Odd, that's where Steve Buchanan and Julian Edlow host their show weekly. And I will be there sometimes as well.
Awesome, man. Tell Jules we said hi.
I certainly will.
Thanks,
Thank you, fellas.
Appreciate it. Take care, man.
Excellent.
Good to meet you. Good to meet you. Nice job. Well, that's it, guys. That's going to wrap it for us here at the Super Bowl. It's 2:30 local time here.
What time's your hit?
In 45 minutes.
Okay, so you got a little bit of time.
I got a little time to go get set up and break some stuff down. I would run through the list of people that were on the show, but it's too long.
Can't remember.
I just said we've met some really cool people that are going to make return appearances on BVB.
Yes.
And I think that of all the things we've done with BVB, this week is going to be remembered for the people that now I can say I want them back on the air because they were so fun and light and they got it and they understood what we were doing. Because, look, you can sit there and not get this show and not get what we do.
You could.
And I would say the vast majority of people that sat down, the second we told them they could swear, it was like a weight went off their back.
Yes.
Like they were like, oh, fuck, let's go.
Fair.
It was nice.
See if you can get Andy Reid to come over here real quick and sit down.
The fake Andy Reid?
Fake Andy
you
Reid,
get
please.
Fake Andy Reid?
I need him for five seconds.
Like literally like one.
Yeah. He might eat this up.
He might to do. Oh,
he's coming.
This is the end
he's
shot.
Coming. This is perfect.
This is the closer.
Yeah.
This is absolutely the best way to
Yeah.
close the game out. This is absolutely insanity and wild. When you guys see this, you're gonna flip out. All right. You're gonna think that we're talking to Andy Reid.
It's Andy Reid. Holy shit!
He's absolutely gonna think he's talking to Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Throw on these headphones.
on if you could, Andy. Hi, good to see you.
I mean, oh my goodness gracious! That is what I mean. I don't know where to start.
Incredible.
This is an incredible getup. How did you get in here?
Well, it takes great looks to get through the door. And so that's the start of it. Every morning I look in that mirror and say, hello, handsome.
Oh, man. I mean, you took time away from drawing up the game plan to try to beat the Philadelphia Eagles to come through and walk Media Row. Did you talk to anybody that, blew you away? Because you're blowing everyone in the whole joint away.
Well, talking with Pat McAfee, that was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just got on Pat.
The laugh's amazing.
It's tremendous.
My producer actually thought you were Andy Reid. Like for
He
straight
came
up.
over to grab you.
He was like, he said,
Andy's
hey,
here.
Andy's here. Andy Reid's here.
Wait, are you wearing a Super Bowl ring?
Well,
Yes.
of course.
Look
Yeah,
at
yeah,
this.
He's got the ring on.
I-
Yeah.
yeah.
Of course. That is great.
I still think he's Andy Ring.
Oh, well, the chat is going crazy. They're dying. They love you.
It's unbelievable.
This is great.
When did this start for you?
It started back in 2018, but it really started back when I was born. I think there was a mold up there, and God kept around, and it was Andy Reid, and they poured me in it and said, "Here you go, Mom. Good luck with that one." You saw him in the punt, pass, and kick contest.
did.
Oh, boy.
Did he could throw it?
Oh, God.
Andy could throw it.
Man.
Andy could throw it.
Hey,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, we got a lot of similarities. I could throw a bomb 55 yards in the air.
You can still do it?
Oh, I can't do it. I'm about 45 now. But,
Okay, right, yeah.
yeah.
Shoulders a little bit tight.
Shoulders a little tight. Yeah, the stomach's a little bit out. A little bit more.
Are
too
you
many
going
cheeseburgers.
to the game on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm going to hold a sign out front that says, "We'll coach for
that's
cheeseburgers," you know, or a ticket.
Yes.
And I think a Philadelphia fan will probably want me to
Oh,
coach.
absolutely.
So I'll probably score a ticket from a Philly fan.
Sneak you in.
That's right.
Where do you live full time?
Kansas City.
You're
yeah.
in Kansas City.
I'm in Kansas
Are
City,
you
yeah.
really?
I live most of my days at Arrowhead Stadium out in the
Okay.
parking lot making videos.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, do you
So-
have social media?
Oh, yeah.
What is it? Tell the people.
Oh, you can find me on TikTok, Andy Reid. And if you know me, almost Andy Reid
Almost
on
Andy Reid.
Instagram, Twitter, all over the place. TikTok.
Do you know Mitch Holtis?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he and I are good friends.
Have you actually taken like seriously? Have you met Mitch?
Oh, yeah. He talks about me every week.
Oh my goodness gracious!
He
'Cause
knows.
I think Mitch would absolutely find you to be amazing.
Oh, he's the best. I mean, we're so blessed in Kansas City.
You really are.
With
You
the
really
team that we
are.
have, the ownership that we have, the sports announcer that we have. Yeah, we really are.
Are you a Gates or are you Oklahoma Joe's?
You know, I find something good at every one of them.
Okay.
So, Joe's, he's got the ribs.
Yes.
Zardes
ends.
has this new KC takeaway. It's
Oh.
the best sandwich I've ever had in my life.
Oh.
And then Gates, of course, we're talking burn ends. And then,
Yes.
of course, there's Arthur Bryant's, which is a special type of barbecue. And if you come to town, that's the one you want to visit.
I worked in Kansas City, and I lived in Des Moines, and I lived in Omaha. Spent
Yeah.
tons of time. Flew out of MCI all the time. Is that a new place? I haven't heard of
Oh,
this place.
no. Arthur Bryant's is one of the oldest establishments
not
there is
gone.
in Kansas City. It's not in the best part of town. So
Well,
that's why
nor is
a lot
Gates.
of folks.
The original Gates isn't either,
That
so.
isn't, so that's why a lot of folks don't
Yeah.
know about it.
Yeah.
But if you're from the East, they use a more vinegary sauce.
Okay.
And I like that.
Oh, interesting. North Carolina barbecue's tough.
Yeah.
Can be a little acid. Can be tough.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, molasses based is basically Casey's barbecue is more known for the molasses based.
Yeah.
So North Carolina's more vinegar.
Who knew?
So, me.
This is impressive shit.
Yeah.
Well, KC barbecue is it's one of their calling cards.
Is KC winning on Sunday?
Of course.
Well, I've got a pretty good feeling about it.
Yeah, you think
as long as we execute the game plan, all three phases have got to come through, and they got to be professionals about this. And we've prepared very well. Pat's going to run out on that field. He's got the heart of a champion, and that's what you expect out of an MVP of the league. And so we feel pretty good. I've got a double cheeseburger plan, so you can tell how I feel about that.
It's unbelievable. Thank you for coming by.
Yeah.
We're closing out the week with you. This is absolutely
You
phenomenal.
closed the whole
You
show.
closed the week.
Oh,
Thank
thanks,
you so much.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Almost Andy Reid.
Almost
it,
Andy
baby.
Reid just stopped by, and he's pretty fucking close to being almost
Appreciate
Andy
it.
Reid.
That's
Oh
great
my
stuff.
God. Very, very
Thank
cool
you,
stuff.
All right, you bet.
Thanks for
Appreciate
coming
it.
by, man. Really
Yeah,
appreciate
take care,
that.
folks.
That
Go
was
ahead, just that goes up
yeah,
right
that was
there.
the
That's
cherry on
awesome.
top of the
Perfect.
sundae.
All righty.
Do you want to go get Nikki really fast and just end it with one of the
Yeah.
Pat boys, or do it afterwards?
No, we can do it.
Or you can go ahead and see if Nick from our friends, because my gosh,
Yeah.
I have to go to the bathroom so bad I'm gonna literally burst, but I'll stay for Nikki because Nikki Skates is gonna come over and we'll talk with this. I mean, I don't know how we can just keep on fucking going. I mean, we talk for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I have a TV hit that I have to do at 3:15. So whether that's gonna happen or not, we'll have to wait and see. Who knows what time I'm going to get out of here, but my guess is I'm going to be back around like 8:30, 10 o'clock, midnight back in Vegas, which is not the worst thing in the world, but the way things are going to kind of go with this. So, yeah, all right. So Nikki Skates is coming on over. So this is going to be. I cannot wait to hear what Pat what had to say. There's so many good things
amazing.
about going on.
Absolutely
What is up, dude? This is phenomenal.
there.
How about this? Nikki, it's sitting on down.
Those earphones right there.
So,
Yes, sir.
what is going on?
How are we doing?
How are you?
Man, you guys waste no time, huh?
Go right to it. We're on the air live. This is live.
Hilarious.
You
I
get,
love it.
You get it. You know what it's like to go streaming. We're on the air for almost 3 hours now.
Yeah.
We're just talking.
We're doing a you right now.
We
We're
just finished
doing
up, and I've just been meandering around right now.
It's phenomenal. Did Pat really address this Brett Favre thing this morning?
Oh, yeah, right off the bat. Let the show it.
He just told it like it was.
Yeah, I mean, what are we supposed to do? Like,
Nothing. That's exactly what it's
we read what was being reported.
Right.
You know,
So that's it.
Couple snide comments.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, I
Yeah.
don't think any of it was untrue. And the most important part was that we said allegedly, because it is all alleged.
Right.
all allegedly.
That's it. You say allegedly.
Everything.
That's good.
Everything's allegedly.
How's the week been?
It's been good, man. It has been less hectic than last year, I want to say. It's been more streamlined. We've been laying low, though.
Right. You've been, yeah.
We've been, we
you
do the
have.
show, bounce out of here, take care of some other things, and then we've been pickleballing at night. We got swept up in the pickleball craze.
How's the pickleball game?
Pretty good, man. It's intense.
Yeah?
It gets real intense over there.
Who's the best?
AJ Hawk.
Wow.
And Ty Schmidt are pretty damn good, pretty formidable team.
Ty, I would have put lower on the list. Ty's got
Sneaky.
the pickleball game, really?
He's got a great two-hand backhand.
Oh, shit.
And
That
AJ, he
always gets
compliments AJ well. And then Pat, obviously being the athlete that he is.
Right.
And then we got another guy, Bruce Brown. Him and
Yeah,
Pat have
Bruce,
made an incredible
really?
team. Yeah, they've been tough.
Do you play solo or do you play always teams?
Doubles. Yeah, we haven't played solo yet. We're not into moving that much.
There's not a lot of movement in doubles pickleball, though, right?
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Yeah?
There's
You
a lot
get
of
'em
there's a
moving?
lot of guys that are pretty sore right now.
Oh, wow. All right.
I have not played this game yet.
That was the first time I had played myself.
Is
I
it
could see
fun?
why people love it. Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
fun.
Because you don't have to be a superior athlete to be competitive
Right.
and keep a game close and enjoy yourself.
It's like big ping
I
pong.
was very skeptical myself. I see all
Okay.
these athletes and celebrities buying into teams.
Right.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you get all
yeah.
this national. I'm like, what is the deal? And then you realize, like, oh, like literally anyone can play this game. You can have kids playing this game. You can have senior citizens playing this game.
And you have both, actually,
Yeah.
at the same time. Like, I mean, seriously,
Yes.
that's exactly who's playing it. Before we get to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
you and Gumpy been killing it with the hockey talk.
Thank you.
It's been really good, and I've been
Thank
talking
you.
to him. I'm sick that he couldn't come.
Yeah, we
but,
all
you
are.
know, right?
We
It's been-
love you,
it's-
Gump.
Yeah.
I texted you.
Penguins making the playoffs?
Boy, it's looking.
We just had Todd Furman come in and say yes. I don't think so. What do you think?
Everyone I ask keeps saying the same thing, and they keep saying yes. Everyone is like.
But we're
yes.
watching the games, Nikki, with
They're right.
the goalies.
I think it all depends on what happens here at the deadline. I think that'll tell us a lot.
They
If
make a move?
If they stand pat, which tells me they don't believe in what they have this season, I think it's going to be very, very difficult to make the playoffs, let alone a playoff run. If they add something, and it doesn't have to be a big addition,
right?
Because they don't have a lot of space. Not a lot of teams do. But you don't need to go out and get a Vladdy Tarasenko like the Rangers did, although I like that move for them.
Yeah.
You just need some bottom six guys. You need some depth roles. You need some guys who can be game managers, who can play a third-line
Bob
center role.
Aries, some
Yes,
Troy Loney,
yes.
some stuff from
Muckers,
back in the
grinders.
day, right?
Like literally,
grinders.
Kasperi Kapanen has no spot in this lineup.
Right.
Very talented player, but it's not working out. So if you can flip him for someone who can literally just skate, maybe take a face-off or two and kill penalties, that's an upgrade to your lineup.
Great. We could do all of that.
Right?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So it's gonna be tight. They got to figure out the goaltending situation. Jari's practicing. He's not playing yet. We'll see.
Right.
It doesn't look great right now.
I have to ask this question. I got to get stretched and loose. We named the show Bostonian versus the book.
Yep,
We
yep,
had
yep.
one discussion about it and said, let's go with this. BVB, it's been great. Fucking Bruins going to win a Stanley Cup. I mean,
Oh,
he's
boy.
like he's a hockey guy now. Every night they fucking
Oh
win.
yeah,
They cover
I've
the
seen
puck
this. Boston
line.
Connor is doing the same thing.
Oh,
All of a
it's
sudden, he's a
unbelievable,
massive
right?
Bruins fan.
You need to stop saying now. Like I just found this fucking sport.
No,
yesterday.
but like every day they win. That's enough.
Yes.
At
that's
this
new.
point,
That's new.
it's really tough to go against them because usually in the NHL you see a handful of teams that are at that level going into the playoffs. Maybe 3 to 4 teams. Last year it was like Colorado, Tampa.
Right.
You know,
They're that much better than everyone else
right now.
right?
This year it seems like it's only the Bruins. However, like we've seen in the past, usually the teams that go on to win the President's Trophy and have these incredible regular
Don't mind
seasons
them.
Yeah.
don't have this
Fair.
incredible playoff success.
Yes.
Fair.
But
But
I will say, Boston has guys who've been there and done it before. Bergeron's, Martians.
Oh.
They're not going to fall into that
Krejci
trap.
move is the one that no one talks about because he wasn't supposed to be there.
Right.
Like you brought back one of the best Bruins of my life and he wasn't supposed to be there. That they're putting guys. They have a guy in Taylor Hall in the third line. He was the MVP of the freaking league.
Guys are slotted correctly now,
I mean,
and I think they'll swing for the fences at the deadline. I think they'll be a team that goes out and gets somebody. If they can get like another center to just beef up down the middle, like Jonathan Taves, if you can pull off something like that.
Oh,
like,
God, is there talk of that?
There should be. I mean, there's talk about moving Taves out of Chicago. You don't need him to play 20 minutes a night.
No.
You can have him at 3C. Like,
man.
I take it. You guys, when you come to events like this, how different is it now than what it was, say, a couple of years ago?
For me, this is only my second time.
Oh, so last year was the first time?
Yeah, so last year was my first time. So that should give you the answer there in and of itself. Like before, it would just be a couple of the guys going. It would be Pat and like a handful of the guys, just enough to bare bones just do the show.
Right.
Now we got everybody coming.
Yeah.
Shout out to FanDuel setting up that massive stage over there, hooking it up with all their tech people. And it's amazing. And I saw someone tweet this, and I wish I would have thought of it myself. I kind of saw it happening, but I didn't really process it. It's not really Radio Row anymore, right?
I call it media row.
That's what everybody's doing now.
Yeah, because it's not radio.
You'll see a handful of radio stations, but now, man, it's everybody's doing the podcast, everybody's doing the YouTube, and it's awesome.
You guys just got voted the #1 nationally syndicated sports radio show.
That's hilarious.
In America.
We're not. Do they know we're not on the radio?
No. No. They missed that part of the equation. He sent me the text, and I'm like, what am I missing here? Because they're not on the radio. But we just had to
I don't know.
in
Stuff
there.
like that is like incredibly cool to hear, obviously, but we try not to pay too much attention to it because it's like who's making these rankings and things. And
other program directors in the business. You beat Cowherd. You beat all the big names in the sports radio network.
Well, that's a credit to Pat in the sense that we can do whatever we want because we don't have corporate sponsorships to answer to, and we're not beholden to. And Pat makes his own way. He's a maverick. He makes his own way in the business world, and stands by his own decisions. Takes a lot of people are like, oh, he's got it easy. Well, no, like you got to put yourself into a position to be able to do that. It takes a lot of guts. A lot of people aren't willing to do that. So, shout out to him for that and bringing us all along for the ride.
Speaking of going along for the ride, what was the college football stuff like? Like when you guys went, I mean, I was texting you on the sideline because you were on a camera once. You didn't even know you were on.
I think I told you, I was like, I didn't know I was going to be on until a minute before we went.
Really?
Like he said something, he's like, oh yeah, maybe we'll get you on with Ty down there. I was like, okay, but like at the Peach Bowl, the game before that, I had just walked the sidelines and like captured footage. Right. I just filmed everything. And then
to Foxy?
Yeah, so Foxy was with one group of guys, and I was with the other on the other sideline.
Okay.
And I like to do a little bit of everything. So, and then all of a sudden, it was like, okay, well, we're not going to be able to have as many people physically on the field roaming the sideline, but we have the suite. You'll just stay in the suite. I was like, okay, well, there's not really much for me to capture in the suite.
Right.
So I was like, what am I really going to be doing? So, like, literally, as he came back, I said literally like 1,000 times, as he came back from game day, he had like 10 minutes to change and everything, and he just ran through, changed. He's like, all right, you and Ty over there. So I walked over there, and then we were live on ESPN2 a minute later.
Looking at the
camera, and then
what was going on?
They wouldn't
here?
cut away from us.
They wouldn't cut away.
We were just supposed to be chime in for a line or two, a little bit, and then pull away. And so I was just staring at the camera because they wouldn't cut away, and I didn't want to be that doofus like looking around. We weren't talking. It was like, okay, guys, you can take us off screen now. But
I mean, you were at the national championship.
Yes.
Like, do you believe all like that had to be pretty cool. And you're like sitting there, and then the game was bad. The championship.
Yeah, that one. But the Peach Bowl was incredible.
Was
the week before that.
Incredible.
So,
comes around, goes around.
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
sports.
Yeah, I'll take what I can get. I'm not supposed to be there anyway, so I'm just enjoying them.
It was
the ride.
fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun to watch. We were texting during it and just watching it. Like, the boys have made it.
Well, that's all we think about is when you're trying to do something like that. Is like, what are our friends watching this? Like, what do they want to see and hear and be entertained?
That's
and like,
it.
That's phenomenal. It's a great way of looking at it. I mean, it really is.
That's all.
Are you going to the game? You guys going home? Where are you on the Sunday for the big game?
We will be watching the game. I believe we'll be streaming some of us watching the game on Sunday night from the Thunderdome back in Indianapolis.
Yes.
We are. Pat's doing the rounds right now.
Oh,
you guys will probably catch him here in a little bit.
Excellent. Okay.
And then we are out of here tonight.
Smart.
Ooh,
Yeah.
all of you.
We learned from last year.
Last year. Yeah.
There's
Friday
no
night, nothing good happens tonight. If you stay, nothing good happens.
No, we're just gonna gonna get out of here. We're gonna get home. Everyone wants to get home to their significant others. And,
Right.
And we're all adults now. You know,
Yep.
a couple of us a couple of guys are in their early 20s, but for the most of us, we're all.
Connor's not an adult.
That's why I was.
Most
of us.
Connor's not an adult. Come
Well, he's got to get home and play his video games.
Right, that's fine.
All right, who wins on Sunday?
I like the Eagles,
Amen.
and I know that's the popular, trendy pick.
It is.
Who
but
cares? Everyone has like somebody.
Here's why. I believe in the offensive and defensive lines. They are better in both regards.
Yes.
I know it's Patrick Mahomes on the other side, and he's incredibly talented. He's the guy right now. However, I look at what the Bucs did to him in that Super Bowl. I think the Eagles will be able to do something similar. And people are talking about the Eagles' secondary. Like, I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's that bad. And the Chiefs don't have Tyreek Hill anymore.
Yeah.
You know, they got a banged up Juju.
Yeah.
McCole Hardman's out, I believe, right?
Yep.
Has that been decided? Yeah. So MVS, talented, but
Over, under.
Over.
You like over?
Yeah.
Okay, me
Yeah.
too.
Eagles. In
He
the
likes
under.
under.
I like Eagles in the under, but I mean I could be talking to the over. I like the Eagles more than the total, so I agree with you on that.
Do you have one prop? Anything that you've heard or liked or anything?
Morency came on our show.
Oh no!
Oh no!
A
What
little
did he
bit
give
ago,
you?
and he rattled off about, no joke, 13 to 15
Easy.
props.
Does it to me every night.
Yeah, he gave the one he loved was the under 1.5 yard for shortest touchdown score.
Every year.
Every year.
That's a consistent bet.
It hit last year. I was on it last year. Hit
The
last
one
year.
that Pat always loves and he preaches about is the opening kickoff not being a touchback because it is a brand new out-of-the-box football.
Did he go with that again? Is
I
Pat,
think, yeah, he's going to be on it again this year.
He was the one.
I know. He
remember
told
last,
us. I know.
Last year was
I
that was
know,
the
he told
running
us.
thing last year.
He told me. I told everybody. Pat said this.
Uh-huh.
So, and then it.
Yeah,
wasn't
so
a
those two are, it happens.
It happens, you lose, yeah.
But those
Yeah,
two,
everybody
I will be
knows,
hammering, and then the rest I still have to look through. That's probably what tomorrow will be. Tomorrow I'll go through, scroll through, and find some
This
good
is
stuff.
the
in there.
Westgate packet. This is what it looks
stupid.
Yeah, it's
38 pages
insane.
of Insaneness.
It is insane.
There's some good hockey ones though. Crossover hockey bets.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I
there's
like
a
that. I
lot
gotta
of
dig into that.
crossover, Yes.
All right, man, we got to wrap, but thank you so much for
No, I
coming.
appreciate
This
you
was
guys.
awesome.
Thank
We
you so
really
much
do.
for
Thank
having
you so
me.
much. Great seeing you.
Seeing
Keep
you.
doing what you guys are doing, man. We watch
You
you every
too.
day.
We
We
love
love
it.
what you guys are doing.
Love
You guys
it.
are
Keep
absolutely
crushing.
phenomenal. Nikki Skates from the Pat McAfee Show joining us here on the BVB as we got to run, my friend.
We do now.
I got to do a TV spot here in 15
I
minutes.
know you do.
So I got to bounce.
Excellent work.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you to Matt Farah. Put this all together and get us on the air today. This was a lot of fun. We were here. All of our guests. We'll run through them all. We'll do a whole recap. Something. I don't know what we'll do, but Monday we're back in Las Vegas. But for us here, this was a hell of a lot of fun.
Fucking tremendous.
He's Sharapan. I'm Perrault. We're back on Monday for BVB.